The following year, the Indians eliminated the Yankees and cost Joe Torre his job in 2007, and then the Yankees took care of the Tribe 3 years ago in the 2017 playoff series. So far, in those 21 meetings, the Yankees with 11 wins and the Indians with 10. We have had howling winds here in downtown Cleveland. The good news is the winds are blowing out, so it is going to make it much more comfortable for the players rather than if those winds were coming in off the lake. But Betsy Kling, the outstanding meteorologist for WKYC Channel 3, was saying those wind gusts could at times get to 30 to 40 miles an hour, and the winds will primarily be 20 to 25 miles per hour. And it's blowing out toward right field. And right now, salivating are people like Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, because they love to hit the ball the opposite way, and they are so big and strong, they don't need any help from Mother Nature. But again, if you make good pitches, that will determine whether or not the wind is any kind of a factor here tonight. But it is something to keep in mind, not so much because of the home run possibilities, but what that wind could do on balls hit in the air, be it pop-ups or fly balls, and will guys have trouble trying to navigate those winds. The umpires tonight, John Tumpane behind the plate, Jeff Nelson's the crew chief, and at first base, Jerry Meals at second, C.B. Buckner at third. In the playoffs, you add two additional umps. Down the left field line is Trip Gibson. Down the right field line, Jordan Baker. The dimensions at Progressive Field, 325 down each line. It is 370 to left center, 375 to right center, 400 to straightaway center. The 19-foot wall from the left field corner out to almost straightaway center, and then the rest of center to right is a 9-foot wall. Well, Carlos Carrasco takes the baseball tonight, and he knows better than anybody else. It's up to him to keep this 2020 season going for the Cleveland Indians, and he has proven time and again he is certainly up to the task when it comes to pitching in critical ball games. Carlos Carrasco is going to be facing a New York Yankee team that he is very familiar with, and obviously he paid close attention to last night's ball game and how the Yankees really took advantage of Shane Bieber's lack of command with the fastball. When Bieber made mistakes with his fastball, he was leaving that fastball out over the middle of the plate. And the one thing about this Yankee ball club, they don't foul off mistakes. They hammer mistakes, and they hit them a long way. And the one thing that was evident again last night, and Sandy Alomar talked about it, you must pitch inside to this Yankee lineup and keep them honest, and you must trust your fastball, and you cannot get breaking ball happy. So we shall see what Carlos Carrasco is able to do here tonight. He, of course, featuring this year primarily a fastball, a slider, and a changeup. That's that split change. He still throws his curveball, but not nearly as much as we have seen in the past. DJ LeMahieu, the right-handed hitting second baseman, is going to lead it off. LeMahieu and Judge set the tone last night. LeMahieu started the game with a single. Judge followed with a home run, and the Yankees were off and romping. Carlos Carrasco facing DJ LeMahieu. The right-hander comes set, brings the hands up to the chin, fires, and the pitch swung on, fouled back for strike one. And we are underway at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. It is 60 degrees. 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing straight out toward right and right center. 43 minutes late in getting started. The 0-1, and it swung on and missed. Good slider, and the count 0-2. DJ LeMahieu led the American League in hitting, batting .364, had 10 homers, 27 RBIs. Carrasco's ready, sets from the first base side of the rubber, delivers, and he's a little high, ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Carrasco, lifetime in the regular season, 12 games against New York, 5-5 with a 4.04 ERA. Now the 1-2, downstairs and outside, ball 2, 2-2. The Yankees are the best in the American League at working the count. They don't have, usually anyway, low pitch count at bats. The pitch, swing and a foul upstairs, still 2-2. You don't see them getting themselves out on a lot of first and second pitches of the at-bat, and they're so good at fouling off 2-strike pitches. And DJ LeMahieu trying to set that tone again here tonight. Won a batting title with the Colorado Rockies 4 years ago, and now with the Yankees in 2020. The 2-2, swing and a tapper, weakly hit up the middle. Behind second, Lindor has it. The Indian shortstop throws out DJ LeMahieu, and that is out number 1. As much better start for the Indians than last night. Aaron Judge last night, that 2-run home run to right center in the first inning. He had not hit a home run in the month of September. In fact, he only batted 194 in the month of September after he came off the injured list. He had missed half this season with a couple of calf injuries that sidelined him twice. The behemoth of a right fielder digs in, slightly open stance, and takes a look at a ball up high. Judge, 6'7", 282. He now has hit 9 home runs in 28 postseason games. The 1-0, and it's low, 2-0. That ties him with Mickey Mantle and Lou Gehrig. Most home runs in postseason play, covering their first 28 games. Carlos Carrasco went 3-4 for the Indians, had a fine ERA of 2.91 in 12 starts. No complete games, 6 innings to start. Carrasco averaged 11 strikeouts and 4 walks per 9 innings. The opposition against Carrasco batted .221. Now the 2-0 pitch. And it's in at the knees, a strike on a heater at 95, 2-1. Josh Naylor in left, Delino DeShields in center, Tyler Naquin in right, Carlos Santana at first. A shift on the left side of the infield with second baseman Cesar Hernandez, shortstop Frankie Lindor, third baseman Jose Ramirez, the catcher Roberto Perez. Judge swings and swings and misses at the next offering, and the count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aaron Judge, Rookie of the Year 3 years ago when he hit 52 homers. The 2-2, down and away, full count. Aaron Hicks on deck. The Yankees, like last night, going with 7 right-handed hitters, even with a right-hander on the mound. Carrasco's ready, the payoff, and strike 3 called. He pounded him with a fastball on the inner half. And Judge is out looking. First strikeout for Carrasco. That is out number 2 here in the first inning. And Carlos Carrasco not shying away from that fastball. Here is Aaron Hicks. He's never had a hit off Carrasco. 0 for 10 lifetime. Time to test drive the dynamic new Toyota Camry, America's best-selling car, one of 12 Toyotas built in the U.S. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Indians pull side shift to the right. Hicks batting left-handed. Center fielder looks and takes a breaking ball strike. Aaron Hicks had Tommy John surgery less than a year ago, October of 2019. Had to rebuild his right elbow. Didn't miss a game. The pitch, and it's a high fastball, 1-1. Hicks batted .225, 6 homers, 21 RBIs. Yankees gave him a 7-year contract extension. He is signed through 2025. Now the set, now the pitch, and it's low, ball 2, 2-1. Boy, the wind has picked up. It is howling out toward right, and a mist is swirling about Progressive Field. We had a 43-minute rain delay, and it never rained. But the decision to delay the game was made by Major League Baseball. Nobody else. Now the set and the 2-1 pitch to Hicks. A swing and a miss on a changeup. 2-2. Hicks took a look at that American flag out there and said, if I just hit a pop-up, it'll land in the upper deck in right field. So that mist probably feels like pin needles in your face the way the wind is blowing. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with another split change. And Carlos Carrasco with an important 1-2-3 inning and a pair of strikeouts as the Indians need to set a tone early here tonight. Decided to delay the start of this game 43 minutes, and now couldn't be raining harder. And the wind is just howling, blowing out. And so we wait for 43 minutes and it doesn't rain. And then we decide to start the game in this. Here is Francisco Lindor leading it off against a guy that's dominated the Indians and just about anybody else that he faces in postseason. Masahiro Tanaka, 31 years of age, 6'3", 218. As the line by Tanaka and the pitch to Lindor, batting left-handed, is outside a ball. Tanaka is a guy that doesn't throw hard anymore but has a devastating splitter, and he throws it a lot. Lindor 0 for 4 last night. Now the wind and the next delivery, and Lindor fouling it upstairs, and that'll make it a 1-1 count. The Indians saw Masahiro Tanaka in a situation 3 years ago in which the Yankees were on the verge of being swept in the best of 5, and he saved their season. He delivers, and Lindor swings and hits a ground ball into the shift on the right side. Bobbled by Torres, recovers, throws him out. Masahiro Tanaka, 3 years ago, the Indians had won the first 2 games in Cleveland, and the series moved to Yankee Stadium, and the only talk was Joe Girardi is going to get fired, and the Yankees are going to get swept by the Indians. Well, the Yankees ended up winning the series, and Joe Girardi still got fired. That's how baseball goes in New York. Here's Cesar Hernandez, switch hitter, batting left-handed. A swirling rain in Cleveland now as Tanaka delivers, and it's in there, a strike. In that winner go-home game against the Tribe, Tanaka stymied the Indians in 7 brilliant innings of shutout baseball. He allowed 3 hits, struck out 7, walked 1. Now the 0-1 pitch, and it's down low, 1-1. The key is, according to Sandy Alomar, you must lay off that splitter that is low and out of the strike zone, but that is easier said than done. Now the windup and the next offering, and Hernandez swings and misses, and the count 1-2. Tanaka throws his slider the most, 38% of the time. He throws his splitter 25% of the time, and his fastball 24% of the time. He rarely throws his sinker or curve. Shift employed on the right side, the wind and the pitch, and it's downstairs, a splitter, 2-2. Yankees, same lineup except Gary Sanchez is catching. We'll see how that goes. He has really had a tough year defensively behind the plate. with Hernandez at the plate. Hernandez 1 for 4 last night. Brett Gardner's in left, Aaron Hicks in center, Aaron Judge in right. The Yankees have on the infield Luke Voigt at first, DJ LeMahieu at second, Gleyber Torres at third, Giovanni Urshela. Check that. The wind and the pitch. A swing and a line drive to left field. Down the line it goes. Fair ball. Cut off by the track by Gardner. Hernandez going on to second without a throw. And Cesar Hernandez, who led the American League with 20 doubles in the regular season, shoots one the opposite way. And a great approach by Cesar Hernandez, lining it down the left field line for a double. Yankee infield again, Luke Voigt at first, DJ LeMahieu at second, Gleyber Torres at short, Gio Urshela at third, and Gary Sanchez, the catcher. Here's Jose Ramirez. Had an RBI double last night. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Yankees again put 3 on the right side of the infield. The set. Tanaka looks back. The pitch. And it's swung on and missed. I don't know how these guys are playing in this. The winds have to be close to 30 miles an hour right now. And the rain is coming in sheets. And it starts on the third base side of the stadium, and it is ending up in Willoughby. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Ramirez swings and misses, and the count 0-2. Kyle Hudson coaching at first, Tony Mansolino coaching at third. Indians in their red jerseys tonight, the navy blue and white trim and the white pants. The Yankees, the all gray road uniforms with the navy blue and white trim. Now the 0-2 pitch to Ramirez. He swings and rockets it to right. Base hit down the line. It'll go to the wall for extra bases. Hernandez will score, and in standing with an RBI double is Jose Ramirez. And so for the Indians, this is the first time in this very young series they have the lead on back-to-back doubles by Cesar Hernandez and Jose Ramirez. Second night in a row, Ramirez has doubled down the right field line to drive in a run. And for Jose Ramirez, if you go back to the regular season, and now we're going to have the tarp brought out. Well, whoever made this decision, you wonder if they'll have a job in Major League Baseball after this idiotic decision here tonight. But Jose Ramirez has 13 consecutive extra base hits dating back to the last week of the regular season. 4 homers and 9 doubles have been his last 13 base hits. I know weather's unpredictable, but the radar showed there was still rain in the area. And Major League Baseball waited 43 minutes to start this game and then decided to start it even with this weather in the area. And now we have the tarp being pulled out and the rain is starting to slacken. And you are just fooling around with the integrity of the game and what these two managers have to deal with their starting pitchers, depending upon how long this delay will be. But as you look around, as they put the tarp out on the field, it almost stopped. Yankees put 3 on the right side of the infield for Santana. The third baseman, Urshela, plays a normal third. The outfield is medium to fairly deep, pulled a bit toward the right. So Tanaka, after that rain delay, ready to get back to work. 1-0 Indians. A runner at second, 1 down in the first. The set by Tanaka. The look back at second, the pitch, and he went with a breaking ball strike. So another 33-minute rain delay. So this game has been delayed either by rain or the thought of rain. A total of 76 minutes so far. Now the set by Tanaka. And Tanaka's pitch to Santana. And it's inside. He missed with a fastball. And the count goes to 1-1 strike. Tanaka's fastball isn't what it was. Remember, he's been with the Yankees 7 years, and he now is throwing his fastball 90 miles an hour. That's why he primarily relies on sliders and splitters, along with a four-seamer. Now the 1-1 pitch to Santana. And it's inside, another fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Santana batting .199 this year, had 8 homers, 30 RBIs. The breeze is once again picked up, and again it's blowing out toward right. Rain has stopped. Now the 2-1, and he went back door and missed with a slider. It was low, 3-1 the count. Tell you what, folks, how many times have you heard us say this? When you are facing a really good pitcher, and if he is struggling in the first inning or two, you better take advantage. If you don't, you're going to eventually lose the game, because guys like Tanaka will get better. When they're scuffling, you've got to get them early. Now the 3-1 to Santana. A swing and a high fly ball, fairly deep right center, but playable. The right fielder, Judge, will make the catch, and he's got a cannon of an arm. No need to test it, and Santana is out number 2. That'll bring up Franmil Reyes. He batted .275, 9 homers, and 34 runs batted in. Whether you're shipping from Cleveland or through Cleveland, choose Global Transport, Northeast Ohio's preferred provider for transportation and logistics management. Masahiro Tanaka, in his 7 years with the Yankees, prior to tonight, has made 8 postseason starts, 5-3, with a microscopic 1.76 ERA in postseason play. Now the set and pitch to Reyes. Slider down and away, backhanded by Sanchez. Now remember, Sanchez is one of the worst defensive catchers in the American League. He had 5 passed balls this year. And he had 6 errors, including 4 catcher's interferences. Now the 1-0 pitch. Down low, ball 2, 2-0. It got so bad, Garrett Cole basically said to the Yankees, we need to make a change here. And since Kyle Higashioka started catching Garrett Cole has been unhittable. Tanaka checks second. 1-0 Indians, first inning. The 2-0. And it's down and away, ball 3, 3-0. Josh Naylor, who had a 4-hit game last night, on deck. Well, let's see what happens here. Reyes has the green light. He may get a 3-0 splitter. That's how much confidence Tanaka has in it. Tanaka's ready, hands held, chest high. The pitch, and it's a called strike on the outside corner, a slider. Again, with a guy like Tanaka, he really doesn't want to throw you a fastball for a strike. He'll try to get you out with a slider and the splitter, and you have to be willing to take him the other way. 1-0 Indians, 2 down, runner at second, the 3-1 delivery. And Reyes takes ball 4, it's outside, a good at bat. So Josh Naylor, who last night equaled a club playoff record with 4 hits, and that was his first playoff game. Can Josh Naylor be one of those guys we hear about every postseason that some way, somehow becomes a big-time star when you maybe didn't expect it. Last night, Naylor had 2 doubles, 2 singles, drove in a run. Left-handed hitter. 2 out, 2 on, 1-0 Indians. Inning number 1. Tanaka's ready. Here it comes. And he went with a slider and missed low. The other key with Tanaka, and again, it sounds so simple, you must force him to bring the ball up. He wants you swinging at pitches not at the bottom of the strike zone, no, below the strike zone. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung and ripped into right center. It's a gapper. A base hit that'll go to the wall. This should clear him. Ramirez will score. Reyes will score. And stopping at second is Josh Naylor. He's delivered again. A 2-out, 2-run double up the alley in right center. It's a 3-0 Tribe lead here in inning number 1. So Josh Naylor certainly not bothered by postseason pressure. 5 for 5, 3 doubles. And he's doing it off the likes of Garrett Cole and Masahiro Tanaka. Now Roberto Perez, the right-handed hitting catcher. And was Josh Naylor fired up at second base. The set, the pitch. And it's a breaking ball downstairs for ball 1. So Josh Naylor made darn sure that Masahiro Tanaka did not get out of this first inning, just giving up the 1 run. Who knows, folks? That double, that might change the complexion of the series when we look back at it someday. Now the pitch to the Indians catcher. And it's outside a ball, 2-0.
Well, Naylor said after last night's game, it's win or go home. He does not want to go home. He's not ready for that. And he is proving it again here tonight.
Outfield is deep. Boy, Aaron Hicks is playing Roberto Perez like he's Roberto Clemente. Now the set. Now the 2-0 pitch. And it's at the knees on the outer edge of strike, 2-1. The Indians have 3 hits this inning. They're all doubles. Hernandez, Ramirez, and Naylor. And the Indians lead 3-0 in the first. Naylor at second with 2 down. Tanaka checks Naylor. Another look. Now the pitch. A swing and a shot on 1 hop. Skips by Torres at short, into left. Gardner will throw to the plate. Naylor stumbles, head first slide, safe at the plate. On to second base goes Perez. It's a 4-run inning. And Josh Naylor, stumbling as he came around third, almost fell flat on his feet, recovered and dove into home plate on a throw up the third base line. And Perez goes to second on the throw to the plate. And the Indians have jumped on Masahiro Tanaka for 4 runs on 4 hits. And the Indians aren't done yet with Perez at second base on the throw to the plate. And the Indians scoring 3 times after there were 2 men out. And former Indians front office pitching guru Matt Blake, the Yankees pitching coach now, out to the mound to talk to Tanaka. And the Indians will send their 8th man to the plate. And the Indians leading at 4-0. And they have never hit Masahiro Tanaka this hard before. Tyler Naquin 1 for 4 last night with an RBI single. That base hit was smoked on 1 hop by Perez, and it ate up Gleyber Torres at short. He got a glove on it, but he stumbled trying to make the play and fell backwards. Ball ricocheted into left. Naquin sends a routine fly to left, and this will end the inning. But it's an inning that included a 33-minute rain delay. It also included 4 Cleveland Indians runs on 3 doubles and a single. The Indians scoring 3 times on 2 out hits. And after 1 inning in game, Nailers set a new Major League record. Never in the history of this game has any player in his first 5 postseason at-bats had 5 hits until Josh Naylor. He's 5 for 5 in this series with 3 doubles, and maybe the biggest double of this series before it's all said and done. 4-0 Indians, second inning. Indians overload the left side of the infield for the right-handed hitting first baseman Luke Voit, who takes downstairs a ball. Carlos Carrasco literally hasn't thrown a pitch in nearly an hour, with a 33-minute rain delay and then the long bottom of the first. The set, the 1-0, and it's at the knees on the outside corner, 1-1. And Carrasco was so sharp in the first inning, we'll see if the delay has any impact. Luke Voit led the major leagues in homers with 22. Right-handed hitter, the pitch. He swings and misses at the split change, 1-2 the count. Luke Voit led the major leagues in home runs, 22. His teammate DJ LeMahieu led the major leagues in hitting at 364. That's unique in itself. The pitch, swing and a miss, got him. So Carrasco has struck out 3 in a row. Voit leading the majors in homers. LeMahieu leading the majors in batting average. That had not been done by 2 teammates since 2 Hall of Famers did it in 1959 for the then Milwaukee Braves. 2 guys named Hank Aaron, who led the major leagues in hitting, and Eddie Matthews, who led the major leagues in homers. Giancarlo Stanton, the right-handed hitting DH, he homered last night. He had 4 homers all year, another injury plague campaign. He looks at a pitch down and in, ball 1. Cooper Tire, the proud partner of the Indians, go with the Coopers. Indians spread out deep in the outfield. Stanton, another rarity, hits out of a closed stance, and a knee-buckling breaking ball had him flinching, in there for a strike, 1-1. Giancarlo Stanton only played in 23 games due to hamstring injuries. The set in the pitch, and he checked, and it's a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-2. And we'll see how the Yankees respond. They were free and easy swinging last night with the lead. Now they're down 4-0. The pitch outside, ball 2, 2-2. But with this Yankee lineup leading the league in runs scored at over 5 a game, they're never, and I mean never, out of a game with their serious power. The 2-2. Swung on, drill, deep right field. This ball is on its way to the seats. Giancarlo Stanton homered last night, and now a solo homer to right. And again, the ball was away, and he pounced on it.
Well, you wondered if last night's home run would get him going in the postseason. Well, first at bat tonight, good swing on a pitch where he likes it, and he loses it on Carrasco.
You have got to be able to tie Stanton up inside. Gio Urshela will step to the plate. Giancarlo Stanton hit a fastball that was middle away and hit it out of here to right. 4-1 Indians lead it as Urshela takes down and away, ball 1. Indians with a 4-1 lead, but this is only inning number 2. And the Yankees hit 94 homers this year. The pitch waved at, and the count 1-1. That's 35 more home runs than the Indians hit. Yankees also led the league in walks, on-base percentage. Plus, they never strike out. The pitch, knee buckler, in there, strike 2. The Yankees, with all that power, they led the league in walks, and they struck out the second fewest times. And with that power, that's an unusual combination to not strike out. The pitch, swung on, lifted in the air to right, medium deep. Toward the line is Naquin, near the seats. It's out of play, foul. And a 1-2 count on Giovanni Urshela. The rain has stopped. Game was 43 minutes late in starting. It never rained during that delay. And then Major League Baseball decided, well, let's play the game, even though rain was predicted at the exact time the game started. And the rain came. And the game was stopped in the first inning for another 33 minutes. Now the set by Carrasco in the 1-2 pitch. And strike three called. Urshela gave up on the slider, caught the inside corner. Fourth strikeout for Carrasco. And there are two down in the Yankees' second, with the Indians on top 4-1. Gleyber Torres had a homer last night. He had a disappointing year as he replaced Didi Gregorius as the Yankees shortstop. Torres is the guy that the Yankees got, along with three others, from the Cubs 4 years ago. The pitch, breaking ball, strike. That's when the Yankees decided they would have a rebuilding plan. Now, their rebuilding plan lasted 2 months. They traded Andrew Miller to the Indians for Clint Frazier and others, and traded Aroldis Chapman to the Cubs for Gleyber Torres and three others. Then they signed Chapman that offseason. Now the set, now the 0-1, and it's down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres had 38 homers and 90 RBIs a year ago at age 22. Now the pitch, and he checks his swing, fouls it off by the Yankee first base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torres last year set a major league record in that he homered 13 times against Baltimore last year. Most home runs against a team since divisional play began in '69. Now the 1-2, swung on, fouled upstairs. Will do it again at 1-2. The major league record for most home runs in a season against one team, Lou Gehrig. Lou Gehrig hit 14 homers against the Indians in 1936. The 1-2, and it's low and outside, ball 2, 2-2. 4-1 Indians. Yankees batting, bases empty, 2 down, second inning. No rain now, but pretty good breeze still blowing out toward the right. Now the 2-2, swung on, looped foul back and out of play. And again, the Yankees run your pitch count up by fouling off these 2 strike pitches. Dollar Bank, proud to be the official retail bank of the Indians. Dollar Bank continuing to be fully committed to customer needs and has been since 1855. Carrasco always works out of the stretch since his time in the bullpen that turned his career around. Carrasco, 18-game winner 3 years ago, 4th in the Cy Young voting. 17-game winner 2 years ago. Misses down and away, full count. Done the battle with leukemia last year, but he was back dominating here again this year, and especially down the stretch. Carlos Carrasco, he ended the regular season. In his last 6 starts, he had an ERA of 1.65. The pitch, swung on, fouled again, up and out of play, and a heck of an at-bat here by Gleyber Torres. And the count stays 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on, 4-1 Cleveland. And Torres about to see his 8th pitch in the at-bat. Carrasco's ready. Here it comes. Outside, he lost him. So Torres wins the battle and draws the 2-out walk, and now Brett Gardner. A thorn in the Indians' side, or so it seems, every time these clubs meet in the playoffs. Gardner last night had a homer, a double, and knocked in 3. So, aboard with 2 down on a 9-pitch at bat is Gleyber Torres. The pitch. Gardner looks at a changeup strike. Gardner, another tremendous 2-strike hitter. 4-1 Indians. Stanton has homered to right here in the 2nd inning, and Carrasco, after almost an hour delay for him, has made 24 pitches this inning. His next delivery, and Gardner checks and takes a strike on a changeup, and the count 0-2. Gardner played collegiately at the College of Charleston. Now the 0-2 pitch. High with a fastball, 1-2. Carrasco's velocity down a little bit. That was 92 miles per hour. Now the 1-2, missed it wide. Ball 2, 2-2. And here we go. The Yankees, even the bottom of the order, works the count. Well, Sandy Alomar said it's all hands on deck, obviously. So the Indians won't be shy in going to the bullpen. The 2-2. There's maybe a ball outside. Full count. Carrasco got ahead 0-2 and started to nibble. So moving time at first for Gleyber Torres. And this is how the Yankees get back into games. You start putting people on, and the next thing you know, it's a 3-run big fly. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. So Gardner strikes out to end the inning. It was a hard 1-run inning for Carrasco to navigate through. The Indians still lead the Yanks 4-1. Middle of the 2nd on the Cleveland Clinic in a rocky first inning. It included that 33-minute rain delay, and he had to labor through 28 pitches and gave up 4 runs on 4 hits, including 3 doubles. Cleveland 4, New York 1. Bottom of the 2nd. The number 9 hitter, Delino DeShields, who came in the Corey Kluber trade, down center field, batted .252, had 7 runs batted in. Right-hander against right-hander. Masahiro Tanaka will be a free agent at the end of this season. That pitch inside a ball, and he admits now every time he pitches, he says it might be my last outing as a New York Yankee. The wind and the 1-0 pitch, and it's in there 1-1. Yankees got him out of Japan and signed him to a 7-year, $155 million contract. This is year 7. Now the 1-1 pitch. DeShields takes strike 2. Tanaka, told you about his postseason. My goodness, 8 games, a 1.76 ERA. Now the windup, Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled, right side, still 1-2. Take this year out of the equation. He was 3-3 this year with a 3.56 ERA, but it's only 10 starts. In 6 full years with the Yankees, his average record was 13-7. So he's been pretty darn good. The 1-2. High, 2-2. And he admits sometimes he gets bored during the regular season, and that's why he's been better in postseason. Now the 2-2 offering. Swung on, fouled again, first base side, still 2-2. He was dominant in his time with Japan. He's a guy, when he was a rookie, they thought he needed to have Tommy John reconstructive elbow surgery, and he elected not to, and here he is pitching 6 years later. Now the 2-2. Swung on, fouled it over the screen behind the plate. Still a 2-2 count. So Masahiro Tanaka, how much of an interest will there be in a guy that starting next year will be 32 years of age? Yeah, he has seen his fellow countryman Kenta Maeda do okay with Minnesota. Now the 2-2. Low and a strike called. DeShields out looking. Tanaka gets his first strikeout, and that is out number 1 here in the second inning. And now the top of the order, Francisco Lindor and then Cesar Hernandez. Lindor started the Indians first with a ground out. Before it was over, the Indians had a 4-0 lead. Now it's 4-1. Yankees put 3 on the right side of the infield. Outfield fairly deep, a bit toward right. Tanaka into the motion, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased a ball up around his chin. This is not the same Francisco Lindor that we have watched since he broke in as a rookie in 2015. He swings, fouls it off to the right. 0-2. Right now, he just swings at everything. And he finished the year that way. Moving to the leadoff spot didn't really change anything, as the last 12 games, Frankie batted .136. Now the 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Elevated a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Light rain is blowing around Progressive Field once again. Tanaka has his second strikeout both this inning. 2 down, bases empty. Indians leading 4-1. And here's Cesar Hernandez. Doubled and scored his first time up. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. Now the wind, now the pitch. And he went with a slow curveball for a strike. He doesn't throw that very often. Hernandez led the league in doubles, and he doubled and scored last inning. 4-1 Tribe, inning number 2 in a must-win. Fastball is up high. Ball 1, strike 1. It's over in San Diego, where the Cardinals win game 1. They beat the Padres 7-4. Milwaukee and LA yet to play tonight. Now the 1-1. Swung on, a fly ball to left, fairly deep. Gardner's back, has it measured in front of the track, makes the catch, and Tanaka settles in, has a 14-pitch inning, and the Indians go quickly. After 2, the Tribe 4, the Yankees 1 on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network. He's back in the lineup tonight, catching, since Garrett Cole isn't pitching. Sanchez had just a mammoth disappointment of a season. He just struggled like the Dickens, not only catching, but when he had the bat. He batted .147 with 10 homers and 24 RBIs. And now he's hitting ninth. This used to be a middle-of-the-order guy. Indians plant 3 on the left side of the infield. Outfield spread out, medium deep. Carrasco the set in the pitch, and the right-handed hitting catcher looks at a slider strike. Sanchez last year had 34 homers, but he also had 15 errors as a catcher. The pitch, and it bounces in there, and the count 1-1. And think of Sanchez this year. He had 5 passed balls, and he doesn't catch every game. 5 passed balls. Indians catcher Roberto Perez hasn't had a passed ball in 2020 or 2019. Now the set. Now the 1-1. Swung on a bouncing ball into the shift. In shallow left center, back in by Hernandez. Bounces the throw to first on one hop in time. But boy, that was close. Sanchez hustled down the line, almost had a base hit. Top of the order now, DJ LeMahieu, the right-handed hitting second baseman. Grounded out his first time up. DJ LeMahieu will be a free agent. Carlos Carrasco and Masahiro Tanaka. This is the same matchup that we had 3 years ago in Game 3 of the Division Series. The pitch, and it's low. And Carrasco, he pitched well. He went 5 2/3 scoreless innings. Tanaka went 7 scoreless. That's the game Aaron Judge took a home run away from Frankie Lindor that would have given the Indians a 3-game sweep. The 1-0 swung on a high bouncer to short. Lindor charges, gloves, gets a knee-high hop, throws on the run to get LeMahieu. That is out number 2, and now Aaron Judge struck out looking his first time up. 4-1 Indians. Yankees batting, 3rd inning, 2 quick outs. And Carrasco needs an inning like this. He made 29 pitches in the 2nd inning. What the Indians would love to get from Carrasco is 6 innings tonight. That would really set it up for the bullpen. Now the set, now the pitch. In there, strike. Fastball on the inside part of the plate. But of course, in a win or go home, plans change on the fly. The next offering missed inside with a fastball, and that's what you have to do. You can't go inside once. You got to go back there multiple times so the hitter knows you mean it. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. That opens up the outside corner for that slider, and Judge missed it, and now the count 1-2. Now you've got the hitter going, wait a minute. He came back-to-back on the inner part of the plate with fastballs. Is he coming back in here? And now you can't cover both sides of the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a slider. Well, that was just great pitching by Carlos Carrasco. And boy, did he need this kind of an inning. A 9-pitch inning, and he has struck out 6 already. Cesar Hernandez doubled. Jose Ramirez doubled him home. Franmil Reyes walked. And Josh Naylor had a 2-out, 2-run double. And Roberto Perez a 2-out RBI single. Indians did that damage in the first. And it's the heart of the order. Ramirez, Santana, Reyes here in the home half of the 3rd. Ramirez will bat left-handed. Thus the Yankees put 3 on the right side of the infield. The 3rd baseman, Urshela, cut of the grass midway between 2nd and 3rd. Tanaka's pitch, and he went high and outside with a breaking ball. Ramirez yanked a double down the right field line to knock in a run. He's doubled twice in this series, knocking in 2. Tanaka delivering, Ramirez taking. Backdoor breaker in there, 1-1. Jose Ramirez in his career against Tanaka, batting .529. Now the 1-1 pitch. Inside, missed with a fastball, and they count 2-1. Tanaka wants any pitch close. He just stared in at home plate umpire John Tumpane. Now the 2-1. Checked on a pitch up high. Did he go? Nope. 3-1. And again, Indians hitters doing a really good job tonight of not chasing borderline pitches. They're forcing Tanaka to put the ball on the plate. Now the 3-1. A swing and a drive to deep right. Oh, man. He hooked that foul and broke his bat at the same time. Full count on Jose Ramirez.
By the time you talk about the executing that game plan, not chasing when Tanaka's trying to get them to go just a little bit off the plate, so much easier said than done. That's why he's had so much good success over the course of his career, especially in the postseason. But the Indians almost to a man tonight, really doing a good job executing so far.
New bat and the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, drilled to deep right, down the line, foul. Ramirez now, his last 13 hits have all been for extra bases. 4 homers, 9 doubles. Tanaka, that slow wind, the pause, the pitch. And it's in the dirt. He walked him on a breaking ball. So another good at bat for Ramirez. Second walk given up by Tanaka. And here's Carlos Santana, another switch hitter batting left-handed. Santana flied out to right his first time up. Tanaka, when he works out of the windup, has the full windup, but he's very slow and deliberate, bringing his hands up over his head. Then when he gets to the apex, he just pauses with those hands high above his head, kind of gathers himself, then drives toward the plate. But boy, he can throw a hitter's timing off with that elongated pause, as so many do when we see them come from Japan to America. Now he'll work from the set. The pitch. Santana drills it to first, off the glove of Voit. Recovers, picks it, slings it to second for the force. Santana's on what should have been a double play ball. A line drive to Voit at first. He caught it and couldn't hang on to it. And it didn't drop at his feet. It dribbled behind him. And then he had to locate it. He would have easily doubled up Ramirez. And instead, he had to track the baseball down and then throw out Ramirez at second, and no chance to get a return throw to get Santana. But if he catches it, Ramirez would have been doubled up. So Santana is on with a fielder's choice. Ramirez forced at second, one down. Franmil Reyes walked and scored in the first. 4-1 Indians, third inning. The pitch, a swing and a pop-up. Oh, he had a hanging slider, and he fouled it into the seats behind the plate. Would he love that one back? 0-1 the count on Franmil Reyes, who really struggled the last 3+ weeks of the season, batting .169 over his last 23 games. But big guys like him are usually streaky, and if he gets hot, he can carry a club a week or 2 weeks. The pitch, and it's a high fastball he didn't offer, and it's a 1-1 count. Zach Plesac goes in Game 3, if there is one tomorrow. Yankees likely to counter with the veteran lefty, Jay Happ. The two-time All-Star fires it over to first, but back standing is Santana. Masahiro Tanaka. Outfield for Reyes is deep, a bit the other way toward right. The pitch. He checked on a slider. It caught the outside corner barely. And the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The next offering, a swing and a foul back. He tried to get that fastball a little bit higher and just didn't get it high enough. Reyes had some swinging room and fouled it back to stay alive at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the throw over to first, and again Santana no more than a step off the bag. Indians 4 runs, 4 hits, 3 of them doubles. Yankees 1 run on 1 hit. Giancarlo Stanton's 2nd homer of the series. Good breeze blowing out toward the right. Tanaka's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, or did he? Nope, foul tipped it. Just did get a piece of it. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. These two clubs now playing their 22nd playoff game since 1997. Yankees are winners 11 times, the Indians 10 times. This is their 5th different playoff series between the two clubs since 97. Now the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Took a slider at the knees. Reyes out looking. 3rd strikeout for Tanaka. That is out number 2. And Josh Naylor. Well, he's done something nobody in the history of this game has done. In his first 5 at-bats in postseason, he's recorded 5 hits. A major league record. He had 2 doubles, 2 singles last night, and he had a 2-out RBI double to right center in the first. Actually knocked in 2 runs with that double in the first inning. So in the series, Naylor 5 for 5, 3 RBIs, 3 doubles. Yankees load up the right side of the infield. Outfield almost straight away, a tad toward left. Tanaka's pitch, and he went with a breaking ball for strike 1. Naylor has been so emotional, too, in these games. You can tell he's not only having a ball playing in his first postseason, but he's not afraid to show it and trying to fire up his teammates. And the way he's swinging the bat. The Indians are more than happy to follow his lead. Now the 0-1. He swings and fouls back a breaking ball in the count 0-2. The native of Toronto, 1st round pick by Miami 5 years ago. Remember, in that 2015 draft, he was the 12th player chosen in the entire draft. They traded him to San Diego. And then in another blockbuster trade, the Indians got him this summer, and they don't plan on trading him anytime soon. His brother Bo, a catcher, was the Indians' 1st round pick 2 years ago. This is Josh Naylor trying to increase the Indians' 3-run lead here in the 3rd. A runner at first, 2 down. The 0-2. Swing and a fly ball to center. Drifting toward left center is Aaron Hicks, and the Yankees have finally gotten Josh Naylor out. The Indians lead the Yankees by a score of 4-1. We go to the 4th on the Cleveland Clinic, Cleveland Indians Radio Network.
Have inspired everyone at the clinic during challenging times. Thanks for allowing the clinic to focus on the top priority, that's caring for all of their patients. That's Cleveland Clinic. Aaron Hicks to lead things off. Carrasco starts this inning at 55 pitches. He struck out Hicks, back in the first inning. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball strike on the inside corner. Carrasco at 94 miles an hour with the hard stuff right there. He'll face Hicks, then Luke Voit, and Giancarlo Stanton. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton here at the ballpark. Brian Matze at command center. Here's the 0-1, and that's outside. 1-1 the count on Hicks. Hicks finished fourth in the big leagues in walks this season with 41. Had more walks than strikeouts, which you just don't see all that often in today's game. Indians have the shift on for him. 3 on that right side. The pitch swung on and fouled off at home plate, and the count's now 1-2. Carrasco's allowed the 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Giancarlo Stanton in the second inning. He has struck out 6 in the first 3 innings, and he has walked just 1. Hicks, a switch hitter, in from the left side. Open stance. Carrasco lets it fly, and his pitch is down low for a ball. 2-2 the count on Aaron Hicks. 4 runs on 4 hits for the Indians. 1 run, 1 hit for New York. Both teams playing errorless baseball through 3. 2-2 the count on Hicks. Here it comes. Low and inside for ball 3. If you're wondering, why is the game only in the 4th inning? After 9:30, we had a 43-minute rain delay at the start. And then in the bottom of the first inning, we had another rain delay of 33 minutes. So they've been trying to get this one in through the raindrops. Here's the 3-2. Swung on, line drive to center. DeShields came in and then lost his footing as he goes back on it. It's over his head up against the fence. On his way to second, headed for third is Hicks. Still motoring, and he'll be in at third, standing up. He'll get credit for a triple, but that was a play Delino DeShields should have made. He came in, put the brakes on, and slipped, and it went over his head. Had he gone back initially and played it correctly, I think he would have gotten there. Oh, man. You cannot give New York an opening, but they have one now with a runner at third and nobody out for Luke Voit, Major League Baseball's leading home run hitter this season with 22. Voit struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch, and it's up high for ball 1. Well, at times, DeShields has made spectacular plays in center this season, but he has also had several plays just like that, plays that should have been made but were not. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and the count's 1-1. Can Carrasco work around it? Tough spot here. Runner at third, nobody out. Tribe with a 3-run cushion. But now the Thunder part of that lineup is up for New York. Voit and Stanton back-to-back. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. Good breaking stuff by Carrasco. Voit, I was saying yesterday, heavy on the video and preparation in terms of scouting the opposing pitchers. But he's been unable to lay off that breaking stuff from Carrasco so far tonight. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Low and outside. 2-2. And Voit, for a young player and fairly new to the Yankees, he is a vocal leader in that clubhouse. He was not afraid to call the team out during a tough stretch and said they're not playing like anyone would be afraid of the Yankees. They just weren't playing well enough when they were in that 5-15 stretch. And it wasn't long after that they ripped off 10 wins in a row. 2-2 the count on him. Carrasco delivers. Swung on, ripped foul outside of third. Phil Nevin, the third base coach, got out of the way. We'll do it again on 2-2 to Voit. 22 home runs, led baseball, 52 driven in, second in the American League. Quite a year for a player who could not play in the postseason a year ago. due to a hernia issue that he had repaired after the season. Now the 2-2. Low and outside, ball 3. Carrasco just a little too far outside with that slider to get Voit to chase. Back-to-back hitters, he's gone 3-2 as the Yankees continue to try and drive up his pitch count. Now it is all hands on deck in that Indians bullpen, and they are rested and ready to go. Now the 3-2. Up and in, ball 4. Almost hit him. Came in tight with a slider that did not. And Voit draws a walk. First and third now for Stanton, who went deep his first time up. And he's the tying run at the plate with nobody out here in the 4th inning. And here comes Carl Willis, Indians pitching coach, to have a chat with Carrasco. The MLB app is the one place to get everything for your favorite team's chase to the pennant, including video highlights, live radio, pitch tracking, and much more. Download the MLB app today for the postseason in your pocket. Mound meeting still continuing. If the Indians win this game tonight, Game 3 is tomorrow night. Another 7:08 first pitch. Zach Plesac against Jay Happ, the pitching matchup. Plesac for sure, and Aaron Boone kind of confirming today. Well, I guess he reserves the right to make that change, but looks like it'll be Jay Happ tomorrow for New York if we get there. Key point in this game, 4th inning, Tribe leading by 3, but the Yankees threatening with Stanton at the plate. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball, down low, ball 1. Giancarlo Stanton, this season with 4 home runs and 11 runs driven in. Here's the pitch, and it's down low and outside, ball 2. Well, here we are in the 4th inning, and this will give you an idea of how the Indians may play things tonight. James Karinchak is up in the pen. Normally, he's a late-game reliever for the Tribe, but Sandy Alomar does not want to see this one get away. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Down low, did he check it? Yes, he did, on a pitch just below the knees, and now it's 3-0 to Giancarlo Stanton with Gio Urshela waiting on deck. Now the 3-0 pitch from Carrasco. Fastball, he poured it right in there. 3-1 the count. Giancarlo Stanton, only 18 games a year ago. Limited again this season due to injury, a hamstring issue. The 3-1. Down low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And former Indian Giovanni Urshela will make his way to the plate after the 3rd walk by Carrasco. 2 this inning. He faces Urshela, who struck out his first time up, but Urshela this season hit .298 during the regular season with 6 home runs, 30 runs driven in. That's it for Carrasco. Here comes Sandy Alomar. He's going to James Karinchak right here. So he's looking for the strikeouts in a situation where there is no margin for error. This pitching change brought to you by Cleveland Clinic. It's the Tribe 4, the Yankees 1. We're in the 4th on the Cleveland Clinic Indians. For the most part, has had a whale of a year. He's 1-2 with an ERA of 2.67, 27 appearances, 27 innings, 53 strikeouts, and only 14 hits allowed. The one cautionary part of this, 16 walks for Karinchak, and this will be his first postseason appearance, and there couldn't be more pressure on him in this, his rookie season. He has the stuff to get it done, and we'll see how the Yankees approach him here in the 4th inning. Gio Urshela with the bases loaded, nobody out. Karinchak, big fastball, mid-90s to upper 90s, and that huge curve that can be a game changer. Here's his first pitch. Fastball swung on, driven high in the air to right down the line. Near the corner goes Naquin in foul ground, runs out of room. It hits the netting, and that's a strike on Urshela, who struck out against Carrasco back in the second inning. Gleyber Torres is next, and then Brett Gardner. And again, Karinchak, we have seen it on multiple occasions this season, comes into a tough spot, and with the heavy strikeouts is able to work out of it. And that's what the Indians are looking for right here. 4-1 Tribe, but the Yankees looking to turn this one around here in the fourth inning. Infield sets up a double play depth. Here's the 0-1. Fastball way upstairs. 1-1 the count. New York has Aaron Hicks at third. He tripled to open the inning on a ball that looked like it should have been caught by Delino DeShields in center. He came in, slipped, and then when he was going back, the ball sailed over his head. Luke Voigt walked, Giancarlo Stanton walked, and that was the end for Carrasco. Karinchak from the stretch delivers. Curveball down low. 2-1 the count. James Karinchak just turned 25, out of Walden, New York, not too far from New York City. Went to Tiny Bryan College in Smithfield, Rhode Island. That's where the Indians found him and made him a 9th-round pick back in 2017. And here he is in the big leagues in a huge spot. The 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Did he check it? No. Urshela went too far. And now it is 2-2 on the former Indians third baseman, who's been red hot down the stretch. Finished the regular season in his last 3 weeks hitting over 350. Was 1 for 4 last night in the wild card series opener. Big pitch here. Karinchak takes a look in at Roberto Perez. Has the sign. The 2-2 delivery. Breaking ball down low. Did he check it? Yes, he did. They made the appeal to the first base umpire, Jeff Nelson. And now the count runs full with no place to put Urshela. Yeah, certainly James Karinchak has the stuff to work out of this. He's on much, much earlier than anyone ever would have expected, but the Indians feel this is the game right here. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball. Deep left center field, headed to the bleachers, and gone. A grand slam off the bat of Giovanni Urshela. And this game has turned completely around. The Yankees take a 5-4 lead. Well, you knew 2-2 was a big pitch. And it was low and inside. Urshela laid off. And he was sitting dead red, and he lost it into the bleachers. Gio Urshela, who struggled offensively during his time with the Tribe, has matured into a professional major league hitter, and his grand slam has put New York in front. Here's Gleyber Torres, who walked his first time up. Karinchak delivers, and his pitch is low and in for ball one. Well, Sandy Alomar made the move. He felt the game was hanging in the balance right there. Obviously, the result will open him up to second guessing, but he went with what he felt was most important at this particular time. And the pitch is down low. 2-0 the count. And he gave Karinchak the chance at it, and Karinchak allows the grand slam to Urshela. There is a long, long way to go in this game. It is only in the fourth inning, but that is a huge, huge blow for New York. Now, can Karinchak settle down? Here's the 2-0. Fastball up high, ball 3. That's the danger here with nobody loosening in the Tribe pen. Karinchak has got to settle in and get outs here in the 4th inning, or this thing gets out of hand. Not even close to that right now, and the Indians have shown that they can get to Masahiro Tanaka tonight. Here's the 3-0 pitch, and he lost him on a fastball up high, ball 4. Torres has now walked twice in 2 at-bats. Still nobody out in the inning. And Brett Gardner will come to the plate, but he'll wait as Carl Willis, Indians pitching coach, heads out to the mound to have a chat with Karinchak. And Karinchak, gosh, every pitch means so much to him. He's emotional. And this is easily the toughest spot he has been in, trying to get through it here in this top half of the 4th inning. Dollar Bank is proud to be the official retail bank of the Cleveland Indians. Dollar Bank continuing to be fully committed to customer needs, and they have been since 1855. Brett Gardner will be the batter. He struck out his first time up. The book is closed on Carlos Carrasco, and might pitch better than the line will indicate. 3 innings, allowed just 2 hits, but 4 runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and when he left, 1 run was on his record, but the grand slam put 3 more up there. And now it's in the hands of the bullpen, and there's a long way to go in this one. The Indians have to fill the remainder of this game out of the pen and try and keep it close. Here's the pitch to Gardner. Fastball outside, ball 1. 5 in a row outside the strike zone since the grand slam by Urshela. Brett Gardner with the big game last night, 3 for 5. You look at why this Yankees lineup is so dangerous. First, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball down low, 2-0. The Indians all year have struggled with the bottom 4 in their lineup. Last night, hitters 7 and 8 for New York each drove in 3 runs. Both Torres and Gardner had 3 RBI nights, and that was uncommon. Here's the 2-0 to Gardner. Inside, 3-0. That's the first time in postseason history that a team has had their number 7 and 8 hitters both push across 3 runs driven in the same game. Here's the 3-0 to Gardner, taking all the way. He takes a strike on the outside corner. 3-1 the count on Gardner. Well, look, there's no fans, so you can't feel what happens in a ballpark when things don't go well for the home team. But boy, you look down in that Indians dugout right now, and they're going to need to reach down deep to get it going again in this one. And again, it's only a 1-run deficit. The 3-1, down low, ball 4. Tribe does have activity in the bullpen, and here comes Sandy Alomar. That is it. Phil Maton will come on for the Tribe as Karinchak faces 3 hitters, allows a grand slam, and walks a pair, and his night is done. This pitching change brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. We are in the 4th. New York 5, the Tribe 4. Faced 3 hitters, allowed the grand slam, and walked a pair. So Maton's in a big spot here. The Indians are only down by a run, but the Yankees have nobody out. Runners at first and second, and Gary Sanchez comes to the plate, having bounced to second his first time up. If Maton can work out of this, then maybe the Indians can get it going again. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for strike 1. Sanchez, rough season, hit just 147, struck out 64 times in 156 at-bats, and lost his full-time catching job, or at least catching the ace of the staff, Garrett Cole. Here's the 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Maton worked in last night's game, so a repeat performance for him. He came on, worked an inning and a third, threw the ball well, retired all 4 hitters he faced with a strikeout. Coming off a strong regular season. The right-hander out of Illinois lets it fly, and there's a swing and a high pop-up to shallow right, not nearly deep enough to advance the runners as Naquin comes in and makes the catch for the first out in the inning. Now the tough spot. Top of the lineup, DJ LeMahieu, Major League Baseball's leading hitter at .364 in the regular season. He'll step in, having bounced to short twice. Everstream is the business-only fiber network. If your business demands a high bandwidth, low-latency network, it's time to forget the big telecom status quo. Everstream, faster fiber, better business. Everstream.net. Maton from the stretch delivers, and it's a breaking ball up high for ball 1. That grand slam off the bat of Urshela, the 13th grand slam in Yankees postseason history. They had one last year. Didi Gregorius hit one in the ALDS against the Twins. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Good curve that time from Maton, who has the cutter as well as the curve, and then good four-seam fastball to get it up there mid-90s at times. 1-1 the count. Here's Maton's pitch. Swung on a slow tapper, first base side of the mound. Maton looked towards second, instead goes to first and retires LeMahieu for the second out in the inning. And again, if he can get out of this and keep it at a 1-run deficit, that would be a shot in the arm for the Indians in an inning that has been a tough one to be sure, but not a full-fledged disaster. After the 2 walks, the Yankees were looking at a huge inning. Now, big hitter right here, Aaron Judge. He has been up twice, struck out twice. That was Carlos Carrasco. First base is open with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to right, but right there is Naquin. He's under it, makes the catch, and Phil Maton out of the bullpen has done great work. He sets down the 3 hitters he faced to limit further damage. But the Yankees did score 4 on the grand slam by Urshela, and we head to the bottom of the inning. Masahiro Tanaka back out there for the bottom half of the 4th inning at 59 pitches, which doesn't seem like that much, but again, there was the lengthy rain delay during the bottom of the 1st inning, and the Indians have had him on the ropes in that inning and generally made him work fairly hard. So the Yankees do have Jonathan Loaizaga warming up in the pen, a right-hander, and we'll see how long the leash is from Aaron Boone for Tanaka. He's facing the bottom third of the Tribe lineup here in the 4th inning with the Yankees in front now, 5-4. Roberto Perez will lead it off. RBI single for Perez back in that 4-run first. Perez, right-handed batter. Tanaka into the line. Here comes his pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. Now, obviously, with a pair of rain delays, we've had a lot of wet weather tonight. It looks like any rain has stopped completely now here downtown. Still a pretty good breeze blowing out to right center. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on a tapper back to the mound, picked up by Tanaka. Throws to first in time for the out. 1 down here in the 4th. It was blowing gale force winds earlier in the night, and it's still breezy blowing out to right center, but not nearly as strong as it was earlier. Now, don't miss out on the Indians' 3rd 50-50 raffle presented by Sports Time Ohio. It all benefits Cleveland Indians charities. You can pick up your tickets at tribe5050.com. now through Friday night, and the pot is already up over $140,000. Tribe5050.com to get your tickets. Here's Naquin, fly to left, first time up. Tanaka delivers. Breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Naquin finished the regular season going through a tough stretch. Just 1 for his last 29. But a base hit last night. And here comes the 0-1 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. He was looking to tie it with one swing right there. And swung under the fastball that time as Tanaka, when he throws the hard stuff, it's at 90-91, but when it's up in the zone, it's hard to catch up to, and Naquin couldn't. Here comes the 0-2 delivery from Tanaka. Swung on, popped up, foul down the left side, bending toward the seats and out of play. So we'll do it again on 0-2. And a wild one tonight. A pair of 4-run innings, one for each team. The Indians in the first. That's been it for them. And after a run in the second, the Yankees put up 4 in the top half of this inning. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, a ground ball, foul outside of first. Past first base coach Kyle Hudson. He and Tony Manzolino, they have filled in admirably with all the changes to the Indians coaching staff. They were called upon to fill some spots on the bases coaching-wise, and they've done great work. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Tyler Naquin. Swung on, ripped foul again outside of first base. He was ahead of the off-speed that time. And we'll do it again on 0-2 to Naquin. Tom mentioning earlier about Aaron Hicks, the center fielder for the Yankees, recovering from Tommy John surgery last October to get back in time for this season. Major knee surgery for Naquin last October, and he got back. Here's the 0-2. Up high, 1-2. Just great dedication by both players. Overcoming injuries. Obviously, if the season had not started late, they would not have been ready at the end of normal spring training, but they kept after it. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Naquin. Swung on, a chopper over the mound. Charging the third baseman Urshela. Scoops and throws low. Good scoop by Voit in time for the out. Yeah, you figure the baseball's wet anytime a fielder's picking it up now, and it may have contributed to a low and really a throw with not much on it from Urshela, but he got it there in time for the out, and it's 2 gone here in the fourth with Delino DeShields stepping to the plate. DeShields struck out looking his first time up. 5-4, New York in front. Tanaka into the wind, his pitch. Breaking ball swung on, looped foul and out of play down the right field line. Visit your local Ohio Kubota dealer. Test drive the Kubota L2501. It's a compact tractor, and you'll see why it's the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. 10 years running. Visit GoKubota.com. Here comes the 0-1 to DeShields. Bunt attempt, first base side of the mound. Good bunt. Picked up by Tanaka. Shovels it with his glove in time for the out. That is a heck of a play by Masahiro Tanaka. And it retires DeShields and the Indians in order in the fourth. 3 ground ball outs for the series last night, 12-3. And they are trailing here 5-4. Time for your Indians memorable moment, brought to you by the J.M. Smucker Co., headquartered in Northeast Ohio. Smucker's makes food that people and pets love. And on this date, September the 30th, 1956, the final game for Indians Hall of Famer Bob Feller. His 570th game for the Indians, and final one. He pitched a complete game against the Tigers that day. Took a loss, but it wrapped up just a tremendous career that spanned 18 seasons. And finished with him in the Hall of Fame. Aaron Hicks, the batter, and he takes a fastball up high for ball 1. Hicks started last inning with, well, if the Indians are unable to come back, maybe looked at as one of the key plays in this game, if not the key play, as it seemed to open the door for New York's big inning. First, the 1-0 from Phil Maton. Breaking ball up high, 2-0. Hicks hit a line drive to center. Delino DeShields took a step or two in and then realized that ball was hit harder than he thought, tried to go back on it, slipped and fell, and by the time he got up, the ball was past him, up against the wall, and Hicks had tripled. The 2-0 swung on and fouled back. Wow, did he have a rip. 2-1 the count. The next two hitters walked, and that was the end of the night for Carlos Carrasco. Sandy Alomar turned to James Karinchak in the fourth inning, figuring his top strikeout reliever could get the job done. But Karinchak, the first hitter he faced, Gio Urshela, he allowed a grand slam. And that turned this game around. The 2-1 outside, 3-1. But again, we are only in the fifth, and it's only a one-run game as Maton came on after Karinchak walked the next two, and he retired the next three to get out of the inning without further damage and keep this one hanging in the balance. Now Maton's back out there for another inning. He's been terrific. The 3-1. Just a little high. Wow, not by much. But Hicks draws the walk to open the fifth inning. And that's what he does. Again, fifth in the major leagues with 41 walks in the regular season. First walk allowed by Maton. First hitter he's allowed to reach in 2 nights, as he threw an inning and a third of hitless baseball last night and had retired the first 3 he faced here tonight. The Tri-Pen's quiet as Luke Voigt steps in. He has struck out and walked in 2 trips. Maton delivers, and Voigt takes a pitch up and in for ball 1. Man, Maton's not missing by much, but just enough. And the Yankees do not offer at much outside the strike zone. Voigt, 22 bombs in the regular season, career best for him in a short season. Here's the 1-0. Up high, 2-0. This guy acquired from the St. Louis Cardinals 3 years ago for Chasen Shreve and a minor leaguer. And played sparingly in the big leagues with St. Louis, but the Yankees plugged him right in, mainly due to injuries initially. And once he got the chance, they can't get him out of the lineup now. The 2-0 swung on, and there's a line drive ticketed for the alley in left center. He gets down for a base hit, cut off in the gap by DeShields. On his way to third is Hicks. Into second goes Voigt, and his double puts runners at second and third. And just like that, Cal Quantrill starts to throw in the Tribe bullpen, and he's loosening up in a hurry. Let's see if the Indians try and kill some time here with Giancarlo Stanton, the batter. Stanton has homered and walked in 2 trips, and as expected, here comes Carl Willis to give Quantrill a lot more time to warm up. Well, you can register right now for the inaugural Tribe 5K virtual race and run or walk from wherever you are. Receive a commemorative swag bag shipped directly to you, fit with everything you need for a 5K race. Gear up in your new Tribe 5K shirt, hat, and bib, and prize yourself with a new medal to celebrate finishing the run. Visit Indians.com/run for all the information. Mound meeting complete. Quantrill continues to throw with a purpose out there in that Tribe bullpen. The right-hander's been tremendous in his appearances out of the pen during the regular season. Tristan McKenzie's also out there as well for the Indians. But one more hitter for Maton. And with nobody out, yes, first base is open, but here's the pitch to Stanton. It's up and in for ball 1. That brushes him back. 94-mile-an-hour heater up and in. And again, the Indians just desperately trying to hang in there and keep this one close, see if the offense can get it done. Here's the 1-0. Low and outside. 2-0 the count. Infield set up back up the middle. Santana even with the bag at first, and Stanton skies one to right center, fairly deep but not that deep, and under it is Naquin. Makes the catch. Tagging, heading for home and scoring is Hicks. On his way to third is Voigt. He's in with a slide, And the sac fly by Stanton brings in another run, and it's now New York 6 and the Tribe 4. Yep, here's Gio Urshela. Will he face Maton or a reliever? No sign yet of Sandy Alomar, so it looks like Urshela will face Maton. Well, Urshela with the big blow in this one, the grand slam last inning. A mammoth shot that went 432 feet halfway up the bleachers in left center. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball on the inside corner, strike one. Voit down at third. That's a big run down there. Right now, 2-run deficit. Indians have the infield halfway up the middle. Santana with his feet on the grass at first. There's a swing and a bouncer back to the mound. Grabbed by Maton. Voigt's off the bag at third. They have him in a rundown. Ramirez chases him toward home. He tags him out. And there's 2 down in the inning, and they cut down that run that was standing at third base. 1-5 on the putout, and Urshela's aboard at first base with Gleyber Torres coming to the plate. Yep, Maton got the comebacker. And in a heads-up play, ran right at the base runner who was caught off the bag, Voit. And the Indians turn it into an out there. No run scores. Now it's Urshela at first. With Torres at the plate, he's been up twice, walked twice. Here's the pitch. And we have a balk called on Maton. So no pitch. He might have blown through the stop sign right there, as you have to come set and hold that set position, at least for a little bit. And that may have been the issue on the balk. The home plate umpire called it, John Tumpane. Here's the pitch. Torres chops it to first base, slowly hit, picked up by Santana, takes it to the bag in time for the out, and the side is retired. Yankees add a run. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's New York ball game. The Yankees leading the Tribe. Base hits even up at 4 apiece. Francisco Lindor at the top of the Tribe lineup, trying to get something going. He's really been laboring at the plate, but one swing can make all the difference, because then it's Cesar Hernandez and Jose Ramirez who've been hot. And the Indians trying to turn the momentum back their way after they had it early, a 4-run first inning, but it did not stand. Yankees now in front 6-4. Lindor has bounced to short and struck out. Hitless in the series so far. The pitch to him. Off speed, down low, ball 1. Most of the Indians hitters have really been selective and patient. They haven't chased, but Lindor has, especially on the strikeout last time up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on line. Fair ball down the right field line, headed into the corner. On his way to second is Lindor, and he'll be in easily with a stand-up double. Well, there's the spark at the top of the lineup. Francisco Lindor with a double into the corner, and the Indians have it cooking here in the 5th. Cesar Hernandez will be the batter. Hernandez, arguably, after Jose Ramirez, the Indians' hottest hitter, but Hernandez, don't shortchange him. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a double back in the first. And a base hit last night. He is 8 for his last 20 at the plate. And he's up there now with Lindor at second. Here's Tanaka's pitch. Breaking ball missed outside and low. Green still throwing in the pen. He's ready. Just a matter of when Aaron Boone wants to make that move, as Tanaka has made some big pitches since that first inning. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball down low. Did he check it? Yes, he did. And the count is now 2-0 on Hernandez. Cesar Hernandez, first year with the Indians, signed as a free agent in the offseason. This is first postseason, and he has been steady from day one. What an addition. Here comes the 2-0. That's down low for ball 3. So now Tanaka in a hole here. 3-0 to Hernandez. Lindor at second. And the last thing he wants to do is put 2 men on base for Jose Ramirez, who's lurking in the on-deck circle. Now Tanaka's ready. The 3-0 pitch. Called strike on the inside corner. 3-1 the count on Hernandez. New York 6, the Tribe 4. You just get the feeling that maybe the Yankees left some runs on the board that they could have brought in the last 2 innings, and the Indians are hanging around. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball outside, ball 4. Hernandez has drawn the walk, and he'll trot on down to first base. And a mound visit. I believe that is Aaron Boone making his way to the mound. As Tanaka weathered the storm in the first inning, and his night is indeed done. They want Chad Green to see if he can work out of it. We'll take a break for the pitching change, brought to you by Cleveland. Ohio's deadline to register for 2020 elections is October 5th. 29-year-old right-hander Chad Green comes on in relief for New York, and he's in a tight spot. The Yankees are leading it 6-4 over the Tribe, but the Indians have runners at first and second, and Jose Ramirez is coming to the plate. Green made 22 appearances in the regular season. He was 3-3 with an earned run average of 3.51, and a number that jumps out, 25 2/3 innings. He allowed 5 home runs. He did strike out 32. Jose Ramirez steps in. Ramirez, switch hitter, in from the left side. Here's Green's pitch, and it's a strike called on the inside corner. 0-1 the count on Ramirez. Tonight, Ramirez with an RBI double and a walk in 2 trips. His last 13 hits going back to the regular season have all gone for extra bases. The Yankees have the shift on for him on the infield. 3 on the right side. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, line drive down the right field line. Fair ball. This should tie it. On his way to third is Hernandez following Lindor. Lindor has scored. Here comes Hernandez. The throw is high. He slides and he's safe. Into third goes Ramirez, and the Indians have tied this game. Jose Ramirez has come through again. His remarkable MVP-type season continues in the postseason as his 2-run double has tied this game at 6. Lindor scored easily. Hernandez did not. The throw was high home. Sanchez had to leap high in the air, and his tag was late as Hernandez slid across home plate. But the Yankees, they're wondering if Hernandez touched home plate, and they want to review this one. So we will have a managerial review as New York will take a look at it. This manager's challenge brought to you by U.S. Safety Gear. Call U.S. Safety Gear for your corporate apparel needs at 1-800-686-1459. LeMahieu, the second baseman, his relay throw was high. That caused Sanchez to leap high in the air. And the question is, did Hernandez get his hand across home plate? It sure looked like he did on the replay that we have. But we'll wait and see. It goes as a double for Jose Ramirez, who now has 14 straight hits that have gone as extra base hits. Just remarkable. And the headsets are off. Safe at home plate is indeed the call. So the Indians have tied this game at 6 on the RBI double by Ramirez, and now the go-ahead run 90 feet away with nobody out, and Carlos Santana, the batter. 6-6 ball game. We're only in the 5th. My goodness, we've had enough action for a doubleheader here tonight. Green sets. Here's his pitch to Santana. Up and in, ball 1. Now Green sets. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Big cut by Santana. All he needs is a sac fly. Shift is on here for New York with 3. Tight to the grass on that right side. Urshela even with the bag at third. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped him up, foul, out of play, off to the left. 1-2 the count. Yeah, it looked like the Yankees had turned this game completely in their favor, but again, Phil Maton with great work to limit damage and keep it close. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove, hung onto by Sanchez. That's strike 3, and there's 1 down in the inning. Now Franmil Reyes. Reyes has walked and struck out in 2 trips. And that is the other side of it for Green. We mentioned the home runs allowed, 5 home runs in just 25 2/3, but the 32 strikeouts during the regular season. Infield still in for New York, and now they put the shift on the left side of the infield. 3 on the left side. Luke Voigt, the first baseman, the only one on the right side. Here's the pitch, and it's on the outside corner, strike 1. Green with that big fastball. Here's the 0-1. Fastball missed outside at 96, and the count's now 1-1. Out in the bullpen, we still see Tristan McKenzie loosening up for the Indians, so it appears we'll see the youngster in the 6th. Now the 1-1 from Chad Green to Franmil Reyes. Low and outside. Good stop by Sanchez on a pitch in the dirt with the go-ahead run at third base in Ramirez. Not only did Sanchez allow 5 passed balls, but also he's been behind the plate for 19 wild pitches, and I know that goes on the pitcher's record, but a good catcher can stop some of those. And he made a nice stop right there. Here's the 2-1. Fastball poured right in there for a strike. 2-2 at 96 miles an hour. Good fastball for Reyes, but just couldn't pull the trigger. Josh Naylor, another of the Indians' hot hitters, waiting on deck. 2-2 the count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Reyes down on strikes, 2 down in the inning, and that go-ahead run still tantalizingly close at third base, but Ramirez still there. Trip to the mound. This looks like Matt Blake, the pitching coach. Have a chat with Green on how they want to work Naylor. Now Naylor doubled his first time up. That made him 5 for 5 in the postseason. His first postseason, and he has become the first player in Major League postseason history to go 5 for his first 5. His last time up, he flied to center. Mound meeting complete. And Green will now his chances with Naylor. Tribe and Yankees tied at 6 in a game that means everything for the Indians to keep their season alive. Here's the pitch from Green. Swing and a miss. Well, there's the fastball, and Naylor, he was ready for it, just swung under it that time at 95 miles an hour. That double back in the first inning drove in 2, made it a 3-0 game at the time. Indians ended up scoring 4 times in the first. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, foul tipped at home plate. 0-2 the count. Naylor really aggressive here, attacking a couple of fastballs, and foul tipped the last one. And quickly it's 0-2 on. Jose Ramirez with the 2-run double, tying this game. Now the 0-2 from Green. Here it comes. Just missed inside. Another fastball. At 95, Naylor laid off. 1-2 the count on Josh Naylor. Now the 1-2 delivery. Swung on, popped him up, foul, and out of play back behind home plate. Yeah. Without fans, obviously a different feel down here at the ballpark, but this has been a hotly contested game. Emotions running high here in the 5th inning as the Indians have come back. And now Naylor asks for time as Green took too much. Outfield playing him straight away, fairly deep all the way around. Naylor with that good power, long home run in last night's game to right center, and that wind is still blowing that way. And now time called again as Green wasn't quite ready. He stepped off out on the mound. So Naylor steps out again. Now the set. And the 1-2. Breaking ball down low. 2-2 the count. Good stop on a pitch downstairs by Sanchez. By Ramirez. He is ready to charge down that line at third if Sanchez lets one get by. And you know he's thinking it. 2-2 the count on Naylor. Here's the pitch. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball to right, but this will stay in. Settling under it is Judge, and Judge makes the catch to retire the side. But the Indians tie it on the Ramirez double, and will head to the 6th. Tied at 6, and the 6th inning's presented by the Great Lakes Brewing.
No errors, 4 left. The Indians 6 runs, 6 hits, no errors, 3 left. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton back with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. We've had wind, rain, 2 delays covering 76 minutes, and a wild baseball game that has seen both ball clubs go to their bullpens early tonight. Carlos Carrasco only went 3 innings tonight, so if the Indians stay alive, it'll be because of their bullpen, as the Indians only got 3 innings out of Carrasco, who gave up 4 runs on 2 hits, struck out 6, but he walked 3. James Karinchak faced 3 batters, didn't get anybody out, as he walked 2 and gave up a grand slam. Phil Maton worked 2 innings, giving up a run on a hit. Indians' problem pitching-wise in this series, obviously the home run ball, but just as deadly have been the walks. Brett Gardner, the number 8 hitter, leads off, takes downstairs the ball. The Indians walked the fewest batters in the American League, and only the Dodgers walked fewer batters all season in the major leagues. The Indians second fewest in the majors. The pitch, up and in, and down goes Gardner, and the count 2-0. Tristan McKenzie First time he's faced the Yanks, obviously. First playoff appearance. The Indians pitchers have walked 9 in this series, and 6 have scored. Now the next pitch in there, strike, and the count 2-1. McKenzie can give the Indians multiple innings, and boy, they need it tonight. Mid-90s fastball, curve, slider change for the lanky rookie, 6'5", 165, 23 years of age. He delivers a called strike to Gardner. What you have to do is not get too careful, and that's easier said than done against this dangerous Yankee lineup. But when you start pitching defensively and walking people, you're playing right into the Yankees' hands. The 2-2 is high, full count. Gardner has struck out and walked. Indians led 4-0 after 1 inning. McKenzie's pitch, and it's fouled upstairs. We'll do it again at 3-2. McKenzie in his rookie year made 6 starts, worked twice out of the pen. He was 2-1 with a 3.24 ERA, 42 strikeouts in 33 innings, and the opposition batted just 179 against Tristan McKenzie, the first-round pick 5 years ago. Now the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul back, and we'll do it again at 3-2. If there is a game 3, it's Zach Plesac, and expected to be left-hander Jay Happ for the Yankees tomorrow night. The Indians, though, have to get there first. Yankees win, and they play Tampa Bay next week in San Diego. McKenzie rocks into his motion. The pitch. Swing and a foul at the plate through a curveball. Full count. Yankees saw the Indians jump all over Masahiro Tanaka. Tanaka was not good tonight. Gave up 6 runs in 4 innings on 5 hits. He walked 3, struck out 3. Indians jumped on him for 4 in that first inning. Now the 3-2. And it's another walk. Pitch up and away, and Indians pitching is just trying to be too careful. And McKenzie walks the 7th Yankee tonight. Here's Gary Sanchez, a ground out and a fly out. In that first inning, the Indians scored 4 times on back-to-back doubles by Cesar Hernandez and Jose Ramirez. A 2-out, 2-run double by Josh Naylor, and an RBI single by Roberto Perez. The Yankees started their comeback in the second. Giancarlo Stanton, a solo blast to right to make it 4-1. The pitch, swung on, a towering drive to deep right. Back on the track, Naquin. He's at the wall and leaps, and this is a home run. So the Yankees hit their 3rd home run. Gary Sanchez, a 2-run homer to right. And again, it followed a walk. Indians pitchers have walked 7. 4 have scored tonight. The Yankees hit their 3rd home run, and it's an 8-6 Yankee ball game. And the Indians bullpen is really getting beat up. And really, in all fairness, Tristan McKenzie is not a guy you wanted to have him make his postseason debut in this kind of a situation. But that's what happens when you get no length from your starter. DJ LeMahieu takes down low a ball. He's grounded out 3 times. Tonight, the Yankees have lived up again to the Bronx Bombers. The pitch, way outside, a ball. And the count 2-0. New York hit 4 home runs last night. They've hit 3 more tonight and lead 8-6 here in the 6th. McKenzie's pitch, swung on a ground ball, headed to short. Lindor looks it into the glove, throws over, and LeMahieu out number 1. The Yankees took the lead in the 4th when Giovanni Urshela, the former Indian, Urshela hit a grand slam off James Karinchak to left center. The Yankees made it 6-4 on Giancarlo Stanton's sac fly in the 5th. Judge bounces one to third. Long throw, and Ramirez gets him. 2 down. Then the Indians tied it in their half of the 5th. Frankie Lindor doubled. Cesar Hernandez walked. Jose Ramirez hit a game-tying 2-run double into the right field corner. Went to third on the throw to the plate. But the Indians couldn't take the lead because Santana and Reyes each struck out with a runner at third. And then Naylor flied out. And now here in the 6th, Gary Sanchez putting the Yanks back up 8-6 with a 2-run homer to right. Here's Aaron Hicks, switch hitter batting left-handed. He takes down and away a ball. Another thing that played into that pivotal 4-run Yankee 4th, another misplay in center field by Delino DeShields. He has had an awfully tough time playing center field the last few weeks. That pitch outside, ball 2, 2-0. A line drive off the bat of Hicks that should have easily been the first out in the 4th inning. And he broke in, then he tried to recover, fell, and instead of an out, it became a triple. And that led to the 4-run inning. There's a strike, 2-1. All those little things. You've got to make the basic plays defensively against this Yankee lineup. And when DeShields botched that, it just seemed like Carrasco was never the same. He walked the next 2 batters, and he was out of the game. That's the game wrap-up brought to you by Ford. Ford brings you game wrap-ups, they bring you game summaries, and they bring you America's best-selling brand. Hicks, a check swing foul, in the count 2-2. You play New York, you better not give them more than 3 outs in an inning. You better not walk people. You better be able to challenge their hitters. You better bring your A game. The 2-2. Swing and a bouncer up the middle, near second, gloved by Ramirez. Third baseman throws on the run to get Hicks. So McKenzie settled down, but Sanchez hits the 2-run home run to right. And New York's back on top of the Indians by a score of 8-6, middle of the 6th. In the Cleveland Clinic, Indy. Ramirez at third and nobody out. Struck out Santana and Reyes, and Naylor flied out. Roberto Perez 1 for 2 on RBI single. So the Indians led 4-0. Yankees led 6-4. Indians tied it at 6, and now the Yankees back up 8-6 here in the 6th. The set by Green, the pitch, and it's the high heat. Green's out of the University of Louisville. Problem with now the Yankees being back on top, they've got their big boys rested and ready. One of those is warming lefty Zach Britton. The pitch waved at, and the count 1-1. You get to the late innings, and trying to catch up to New York is a monumental task with guys like Chapman and Britton out there. Ottavino has not been as good this year as past years. The 1-1 outside a ball, 2-1. Hey, Tribe fans, while you listen to the game, enjoy the great taste of Montgomery Inn, the official barbecue of the Indians, available at your local grocer and at MontgomeryInn.com. Montgomery Inn, the Ribs King. 8-6, Indians trailing. Perez trying to get it going here in the 6th. The pitch to him, and he waves at it, 2-2. Green's basically throwing mid-90s fastballs. He's not really throwing anything else. Dodgers, game 1, lead Milwaukee 3-0. They're in the 2nd. Now the pitch. Swing and a foul upstairs. We'll do it again at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Boy, on a night when you score 6 off Masahiro Tanaka, you would normally think you're in great shape, but not sure what happened to Carlos Carrasco tonight. It was odd to see him just lose it there in the 4th. Now the 2-2. Swung on, lifted in the air, shallow right center. It drops for a bloop single. Don't know if the delays impacted Carrasco. Now, maybe it impacted both starters because both did not have good nights. Tanaka giving up 6 runs in 4 innings. Carrasco giving up 4 runs and only worked 3 innings. And Carrasco left the ballgame in the 4th inning with a 4-1 lead. And we'll find out afterwards just what happened. But maybe the rain delays severely impacted both starters. Not sure. Tying run at the plate, Tyler Naquin was flied out, grounded out. The pitch, and it's outside, a ball.
Here's what else you need to know.
Been a strange night, weather-wise, and just even with this game at times. Now the 1-0. Naquin grounds it foul, first base side. Swung at a pitch ankle high. 1-1. 8-6, Yankees lead it. You really like this matchup. The Indians, the best pitching team in the American League, second only to the Dodgers in the majors, but they so far haven't met the challenge. Swing and a miss by Naquin, 1-2 the count. Did not envision New York being able to come in here and score 20 runs in 2 games against this pitching staff. Now the Yankees overload the right side of the infield with Naquin down in the count 1-2. The pitch way outside, ball 2, strike 2. 2-2. The outfield plays Naquin the other way. They play him way around toward left. Yankees with an 8-6 edge. 6th inning, runner on for the Indians, nobody out. Breeze still blowing out toward the right. Gary Sanchez took advantage of it with a 2-run homer in the top of this inning. He got it up in the air and it just kept carrying. Naquin initially went back on it like he'd have a play. Green's ready. High hold and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Took a fastball. So Naquin's the 3rd strikeout for Chad Green. 1 down here in the 6th, and Delino DeShields trying to make up for that botched play in center field that got the Yankees going when Giovanni Urshela hit the grand slam in the 4th to put New York up. DeShields has struck out, tried to bunt his way on, thrown out by the pitcher. DeShields open stance, the number 9 hitter, righty encounter. Green's pitch, swing and a miss, throwing the fastball right by him. Now the 0-1. Swing and a little pop-up. First base side, foul ground. Yankees converging, and it hits the rubberized track in front of the stands before anybody can get to it. And the count 0-2. Yankees have 5 hits tonight. 5. 3 of them are home runs. The other a triple and a double. And the triple was the ball that should have been caught that DeShields misplayed. So they've really only had 4 legitimate hits tonight, but they've been biggies. The 0-2. Swing and a foul to the upper deck, first base side. We'll do it again at 0-2. Chad Green, 31 pitches now in his inning and a third. He lets it fly, and DeShields ground ball single between first and second into right. Well, I would imagine we'll soon see Zach Britton. He's a double play machine with that heavy sinker. Perez to second, DeShields to first, and here comes manager Aaron Boone, and he'll make a Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. The Indians have put men at first and second with 1 down here in the 6th inning, and Aaron Boone's going to get the guys that, well, basically would be closers in everybody's bullpen except the Yankees. He's 2020, but no time better than right now to change all of that. Zach Britton throws a mid-90s sinker, and he'll throw in a curve ball or slider every once in a while, but he relies on that heavy sinker of his. He'll get a lot of ground balls and strikeouts with it. He had another tremendous year, and he and Aroldis Chapman can both close. When Chapman was out, Britton took over and saved 8 games in 8 opportunities. 1 win, 2 losses, a 1.89 ERA. Opposition batted 174, and he's looking for a double play ball right now to get out of it. And if you're wondering, lifetime Francisco Lindor is 0 for 3 against Zach Britton. So Zach Britton with Perez at second, DeShields at first. 1 out, 6th inning. Yankees up 8-6, and Britton takes over with Frankie Lindor at the plate. First at bat, right-handed. Lindor 1 for 3 tonight with a double. Yankees really playing Lindor the other way in the outfield toward right. Infield 2 on each side. The set by Britton, the pitch, and it's a sinker in the dirt, ball 1. Britton last year had a 1.91 ERA. Last year, Zach Britton led the major leagues in that 79% of his outs were on ground balls. And he's looking for a double play ball right here. This is a guy that made history in Baltimore and never got to pitch in that ill-fated wild card game against Toronto in 2016. Now the set. Now the 1-0 pitch. Lindor tried to hold up, went around, or did he? No, he didn't. Wow. May have caught a break on that appeal. They count 2-0 on Francisco Lindor. In 2016 with Baltimore, Zach Britton set a major league record with an earned run average of 0.54. He had 47 saves, no blown saves. Now the set, the 2-0 to Lindor. Swings and bounces it through the third base coaching box. 2 balls and a strike. At one point, Britton set up an American League record. He had 60 consecutive saves without a blown save. 60. One of the best closers in the game that got traded to the Yankees. You may remember that he had some issues injury-wise, blew out an Achilles, but willing to stay with the Yankees, knowing that Aroldis Chapman is the closer. Lindor awaiting the 2-1 pitch. Tribe down 8-6. 2 on, 1 out in the 6th. Here it comes. And it's up high. Ball 3, 3-1. So Lindor has put himself in a good hitter's count. Now the Indians have got to find a way to capitalize. Frankie batted .167 with men in scoring position this season. Now the 3-1 pitch. Outside corner, barely. A strike called. Full count now on Lindor. Well, this is when you need your primetime players to be stars. The Indians desperately need Frankie Lindor to come through. You're not going to get many opportunities the rest of the night, you wouldn't think, against this bullpen. Now the payoff pitch. And before it's made, Britton turns but does not throw to second. Perez is absolutely no threat to take off there. Britton with a high set, the payoff. Swung on a bouncer to third, Urshela to second. There's one. LeMahieu turns the double play, and Lindor hits into a 5-4-3 twin killer. Innings over. And that may be the critical point in this game for the Indians. 8-6, Yankees lead it. We go to the 7th. Carlos Correa hit a tie-breaking homer in the 7th inning today. And Houston eliminated Minnesota 3-1. The Twins have now lost a Major League record 18 straight postseason games. Tristan McKenzie delivers, and it's high, ball 1 to the cleanup hitter Luke Voigt. 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Tampa Bay completed its sweep of Toronto. They bombed the Blue Jays today 8-2. The pitch inside, a ball, 2-0. Hunter Renfroe hit a grand slam. And the Blue Jays ace, they oddly kept him for game 2, and he got rocked. The pitch, a swing and a miss by Voigt. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Tyler Glasnow was really, really good for Tampa Bay today. The next pitch, must have missed low. 3 balls and a strike. McKenzie into the motion. Here it comes, and it's high and another walk. Indians pitching has walked now 8 batters here tonight, and it's becoming good. But 3 guys that have walked tonight have come around to score. Nick Whitgren now warming in the Indians' pen. Hyun-Jin Ryu was rocked for 7 runs. He went an inning and 2/3 for Toronto today, so that backfired. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Solo homer to right, a walk and a sac fly to right. Righty-righty matchup. McKenzie's pitch, and it's inside, a ball. Oakland stayed alive. There'll be a game 3, Oakland and Chicago tomorrow. Marcus Semien and Chris Davis each homered. And Oakland beats Chicago 5-3. That pitch, and Stanton drills it foul down the right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. National League started today, and what a ball game in Atlanta. A historical ball game. The pitch, way outside, 2-1. Freddie Freeman got a walk-off game-winning single in the 13th inning, and Atlanta blanked Cincinnati 1-0 in 13 innings, the longest scoreless duel in postseason history. The pitch, swing and a miss, 2-2. The teams combined for a postseason record 37 strikeouts. Trevor Bauer was tremendous. He struck out 12 in 7+ innings of shutout baseball. Now the 2-2, swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. McKenzie strikes out Stanton. 1 down here in the 7th, 1 on. Yankees on top by a score of 8-6, and here's Giovanni Urshela. Grand slam to left center in the 4th inning turned this game around. Indians led 4-1 at the time. Corey Dickerson hit a 3-run homer in the 7th, and Miami stunned the Cubs at Wrigley 5-1 in their opener. Pitch down and away, ball 1. Paul Goldschmidt had a 2-run homer, and St. Louis was a 7-4 winner over San Diego. Hard to imagine the Padres will put much of a fight now. Their top 2 starters injured, not available. The pitch, checked and a strike. Mike Clevenger and Denilson Lamet not on the postseason roster, and today they had to go with their 3rd best starter, Chris Paddock, and he didn't win, so Padres are probably going to have a short run. Yankees will bring in a pinch runner for Stanton, leading 8-6 here in the 7th inning. Tyler Wade is going to run for Stanton. 8-6, the Yankees lead this ball game. This is inning number 7. Here's the set, and McKenzie's pitch to Urshela, and he sends it foul out of play to the right. And the count, a ball and 2 strikes. 3-0. Dodgers lead Milwaukee in the 4th, and hard to see Milwaukee being around in that one. They don't have their ace. They don't have one of their best relievers, and the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. 8-6, Yankees leading the Indians here in the 7th. 1 out, 1 on. And Urshela looks at strike 3. McKenzie got him with a slider. 2 down, 2nd strikeout for the youngster. The score is brought to you by Cohen & Company, with offices throughout Northeast Ohio. Cohen & Company CPAs and consultants help private businesses find opportunities to stay strong. Learn more at cohencpa.com/baseball. Gleyber Torres, the batter, 2 walks and a ground out. Righty-righty encounter. The Yankees shortstop batting with 2 down in the 7th. A runner on. Yanks up 8-6. McKenzie's pitch fouled upstairs, strike 1. If the Indians can rally, Zach Plesac pitches tomorrow night. Yankees expected to go with Jay Happ. But uphill climb now for the Indians. A couple of opportunities squandered by the Tribe, even though they've scored 6. They had a go-ahead run on at 3rd in the 5th inning with nobody out after Ramirez had the 2-run double to tie it and went to 3rd on the throw. And with nobody out, that runner at 3rd, you've got to get that run home, take the lead. But Santana struck out. Reyes struck out. Naylor flied out. Then last inning, Indians got the numbers 7 and 9 hitters on. But with 1 out, Zach Britton got Lindor to hit into an inning-ending double play. Another throw over and back with a dive is Voit. 8-6 Yankees, 7th inning. Okay, it said Voit Wade over there at first. Voit was lifted. Wade takes his lead. That pitch high. And the count now is 1-1 Yankees pulled Voit in last night's ball game as well, and then they put Wade at second and moved LeMahieu over to first. Probably do the same thing here tonight. The pitch, down and away, ball 2, 2-1. So Luke Voit finishes the night 1 for 2 with a double, and he scored got aboard on a couple of walks. Scored a run. Voit last night went 2 for 5 with a double. So Voigt's having a good series after having a monster year leading the majors in homers. Now the pitch, just a shade outside, 3-1. The next pitch is fouled and a full count. So Wade will be off at first. Tristan McKenzie, the rookie, who hadn't pitched competitively in 2 years because of injuries, still got a very bright future. His payoff pitch. Check swing tapper by the mound, charged by Ramirez, and he can't come up with it, and probably wouldn't have mattered. Gleyber Torres will get a check swing 2-out single, and that'll put Yankees at first and second with 2 down in the air. That way is going to get quite a boost. Yankees have hit 3 more homers tonight. They had 4 last night. 8-6, Yankees trying to eliminate the Indians in 2 games. Brett Gardner will step in. He had a homer and a double and 3 RBIs last night, and he's trying to nail the door shut on an Indians comeback. Whitgren's ready. The pitch. And he went slider for a strike. And Nick Whitgren knows it's already a desperate time for the Indians, and they just can't get any further back. Indians are down to their last 9 outs in the 2020 season. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Gardner jumps back. Fastball down and in. 1-1 strike. It would take some kind of an effort now to come back against this Yankees bullpen. Not impossible, but the Indians can't afford to get any further back than they are now. Wade can run pretty darn well. The pinch runner out at second. And Whitgren with a strike, and they count 1-2. Torres, the runner at first. Outfield spread out, medium deep. Whitgren's ready. The 1-2, strike 3 called. Gardner knew it. And Whitgren keeps the Indians in this game. The Indians have hit 5 doubles in this game. 5 of their 8 base hits have been doubles. Britton sets, fires, and he throws it to the backstop. Ball 1. Hey, to get your best deal on any new or used car, go to Sunnyside Chevrolet in Elyria. Check out all of their inventory, their current specials online at sunnysidechevy.com. Now the pitch. Down low, ball 2-0. Masahiro Tanaka gave up all 6 runs in 4 innings. Chad Green an inning and a third of scoreless relief. Britton so far 2/3 of a scoreless inning. Now the 2-0, and it's in there, 2-1. Hernandez questioning home plate ump John Tumpane as he takes a stroll. Britton's ready. High hold and pitch. Down and in. Ball 3, 3-1. Zach Britton works in the middle of the pitching rubber out of the stretch. Hernandez awaiting the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes, and it's in there, full count. The next pitch, swing and a miss. So far, Zach Britton has made 12 pitches since coming in. They've all been sinkers. One down. Here's Jose Ramirez. He has had 2 doubles and 3 RBIs tonight. So his last 14 hits have all been for extra bases. 8-6. Yankees on top of the Indians. Bottom of the 7th. The set and the pitch. And he got it in there. Called strike on the inside corner. Britton dealing. The pitch swung on, banged in the hole at short. Backhanded by Torres. Plants, throws. And that is out, number 2. Now Carlos Santana. And this postseason for Carlos has been pretty much like the regular season. 0 for 7. Just had a tough 2020 campaign after an incredible career year in 2019. And we've seen a lot of really good players in Major League Baseball struggle in this COVID-impacted 2020 campaign. Now the set by Britton. Now the pitch. And he went with his first breaking ball through the slider high, ball 1. The pitch. And at low, ball 2, 2-0. Now the Yankees put 3 on the left side of the infield with Santana in a hitter's count. Outfield shading him the other way toward right. 8-6 Yankees. 2 outs, nobody on. Indians batting, 7th inning. Britton's ready. Here it comes. And it's low, ball 3, 3-0. Now the 3-0. Bullseye, 3-1. Three-one pitch, ball 4. He missed way outside. So Britton's walked Santana. Franmil Reyes, the hitter. No, one swing of the bat could tie it, but Franmil Reyes is having a tough go of it. 0 for 6 in this series with 4 strikeouts.
And with that good sinker, Britton has not allowed a home run this season. It's been falling behind hitters, though, here in the first 3 of the first 4 hitters he's faced. He's gone to 3 balls on.
Now let's see if Reyes can capitalize. Santana's at first, 2 down, 7th inning. Yankees 8, Indians 6. Britton's ready. He delivers. Reyes taking, down and away, ball 1. And to the mound goes catcher Gary Sanchez. Indians had a 4-0 lead after 1 inning. Then the Yankees scored 6 unanswered. And the Indians countered that with Jose Ramirez 2-run double in the 5th to tie it. And Gary Sanchez, the 2-run homer to right in the 6th. And the Yankees have led since. Now they'll set in the 1-0 pitch, and Reyes fouling it straight back. Boy, he had a good cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jonathan Loaizaga warming in that Yankee bullpen. Reyes hits a lot of balls the other way with authority, and with that wind howling out toward right, he doesn't have to even hit one well. He could hit it medium well, and it would fly out of here and tie it up. The 1-1 pitch. And he takes it downstairs, ball 2, 2-1. Britton has made 22 pitches. He's thrown just 10 strikes. Santana at first, 2 down, 7th inning, 8-6 Yankees. Now the 2-1. Low, ball 3, 3-1. On deck is Josh Naylor, so even if Britton would walk Reyes, you would certainly think he would stay in there to face the lefty. Now the set. Now the 3-1. Ball 4. Down and in. So after getting 2 outs, he's walked Santana and Reyes, and now Josh Naylor, the hitter. Left on left. Well, guess not. Jordan Luplow is going to pinch hit for Naylor. Interesting. Well, that means we'll, in all likelihood, see Loaizaga. Josh Naylor has had a heck of a series. Aaron Boone's going to go righty-righty. So Sandy Alomar preferred the matchup of Luplow and Loaizaga over Britton and Naylor. Naylor had a 2-run double in the 1st inning tonight and has gone 5 for 7 with 3 doubles in this series. But Jordan Luplow will bat for him, and Jonathan Loaizaga will come on shoulder. Had some illness issues this year, and Loaizaga on the season only appeared in 12 games, was 3-0, had 2 saves, had a 3.52 ERA. So Jonathan Loaizaga, a right-hander, on to face the pinch hitter, fellow right-hander Jordan Luplow. So here we go. 8-6 Yankees. The Indians have Santana at second, Reyes at first. 2 down in the 7th. Jordan Luplow as a pinch hitter. Was 1 for 5. Batted a .192, had a couple of homers, 8 RBIs, but he swung the bat much better. The last 2 weeks of the season, had that walk-off game-winning homer the last week of the season. 2 out, 2 on, Tribe down 2 in the 7th. Loaizaga's pitch, and Luplow swings and fouls it upstairs, strike 1, 97 miles an hour. Loaizaga is out of Nicaragua, same country as Dennis Martinez, the former Indian. Guy's had a hard time staying healthy, and probably part of it is you throw that hard and you're only 5'11", 165. Might be part of the issue. Missed all of 2014, all of 2015 with arm issues. Half of last year with a shoulder problem. Now the 0-1 pitch. And Luplow swings and misses. And now the count 0-2. Jordan Luplow's former college teammate at Fresno State is the big man out in right field, Aaron Judge. The Yankees are playing that outfield toward right field for Luplow. 2 out, 2 on, 8-6 New York. The 0-2 pitch. Down and away, didn't go after the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Loaizaga gets the sign from Sanchez. The right-hander brings the hands up just below the chin and delivers. A swing by Luplow, drives it to deep center. Hicks on the run, back on the track near the wall. It hits near the base of the wall. This should tie it. Santana's coming home. Reyes is right behind him. And Jordan Luplow has tied the game with a pinch hit 2-run double near the base of the wall in dead center field. And the Indians have come back again. All of this after 2 outs and nobody on base. Britton walked back-to-back Indians, and then Jordan Luplow to face the new pitcher Loaizaga, and a 2-run double to center. And both ball clubs have really paid for walks here tonight. And a couple of 2-out walks and the pinch hit double by Luplow. And we've got a new ball game all tied up at 8 here in the 7th. Now Roberto Perez, 2 for 3, a couple of singles and an RBI. The set. The pitch. And it's a fastball down low for ball 1. And the Indians with their 6th double in this game. That left field spot has produced 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Both Naylor and Luplow with a 2-run double. Both coming with 2 outs. 1 in the 1st, here in the 7th. Now the 1-0 to Perez. And it's low again, ball 2, 2-0. So Zach Britton just had trouble throwing strikes. Interesting, the Yankees went to Loaizaga and didn't trust Britton to get out of it. And now we've got an 8-8 game in the 7th with Luplow at second and 2 down. Loaizaga's pitch to Perez. He swings and fouls it straight back. Oh, he had a good cut. 2 balls and a strike. Indians 8 runs, 9 hits. Yankees 8 runs, 5 hits. Indians 6 doubles. The Yankees 3 homers. Game 3 tomorrow night if the Indians could pull this one out. If not, the Yankees move on to play Tampa in San Diego. The 2-1. And a strike called on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 97 miles an hour from Loizaga. Loizaga sets, checks second, comes to home plate, and Perez got hit and smoked. And he got hit in the hand as that ball kept coming in on him, and he gets up and runs to the dugout suite near the Indians' dugout. He got hit on a ball that just kept running in on him, and he is hurt. And Perez being looked at by the dugout suite near the Indians' dugout. That ball glancing off his wrist, forearm area, and then hit him in the chest. And now the Yankees, Matt Blake, the pitching coach, going out to the mound, and don't know that Roberto Perez is going to continue. He is down in a squatting position as Jeff Desjardins is checking that right hand, in particular near the little finger. It's just hard to imagine that being his throwing hand, that he could continue in this game. That ball just, there was no way he could get out of the way as it just kept running in on him. And they take the batting glove off of Perez, and he is still being attended to near the dugout suite. Sandy Alomar and Roberto Perez chatting. Sandy's saying, hey, look, you got to be honest with me here. Roberto Perez shaking that hand. I guess he's going to stay in the game. That's incredible.
That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that he took off the wrist hand area. Unbelievable.
So he'll stay in the game. And now Tyler Naquin will try to be a hero. Game tied at 8. Luplow at second with a pinch hit 2-run double that tied it. Perez now at first after being hit by the pitch. And Tyler Naquin 0 for 3 tonight. And again, Naquin's got the power. The issue is, can he catch up to this guy's fastball? And you don't have to provide any power. This guy will do it for you. Plus, with that wind howling out toward right. The set and the pitch to Naquin. He swings and grounds one to the second baseman, and Wade flips it to second, and the inning is over. But the Indians have tied it on a huge 2-out pinch hit 2-run double by Jordan Luplow. Indians and Yankees. Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze with you. Back and forth this game has gone. Indians led 4-0 after 1. Yankees scored 6 unanswered and led 6-4 going to the bottom of the 5th. Indians tied it with 2 in the 5th. Yankees reclaimed the lead with 2 in the 6th. The Indians have tied it again with 2 in the 7th. So this ball game tied up at 8. Nick Whitgren got the final out in the 7th. He'll work the 8th. Number 9 hitter Gary Sanchez gave the Yankees an 8-6 lead in the 6th inning with a 2-run homer to right. 1 for 3, the catcher, number 9 hitter, and he swings and misses, strike 1. Indians trying to get to Brad Hand with a lead in the 9th inning. Whitgren's ready. The pitch. And it's low, ball 1, 1-1. Legacy Roofing is Ohio's premier roofing service provider. Whether you need a roof repair or full roof replacement, call 855-GOT-ROOF for a free estimate, or visit LegacyRoofingOH.com for details. Whitgren's ready. Here it comes. And Sanchez swings through it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Whitgren, the fifth pitcher to work tonight, the only one so far not to give up a run. Carlos Carrasco only went 3 innings, giving up 4 runs. James Karinchak gave up a grand slam, faced 3 batters, walked 2 of them, and gave up the grand slam. He ends up being charged with 1 run. The 1-2. High, or is it? No! Strike 3 called. Sanchez thought it was high and has words for home plate umpire John Tumpane. And that's the second strikeout for Whitgren. 1 down in the 8th inning. Top of the order. Phil Maton worked 2 innings. He gave up a run. Trista McKenzie gave up 2 runs in an inning and 2/3. And now Nick Whitgren's worked 2/3 of a scoreless inning. DJ LeMahieu 3 times has grounded out to short and tapped to the mound. The Major League's best hitter this year, hitting .364. Looks at a pitch in the dirt, ball 1. DJ LeMahieu, 3-time All-Star, 3-time Gold Glove winner, 2-time batting champ, 1 in each league. Only the second player in history to do that. The pitch, and he looks at ball 2. It's downstairs. Be a lot of people trying to get DJ LeMahieu this winter. He'll be a free agent. Of course, then again, what will this winter bring as far as what teams will have any money to spend? The pitch, and it's low, 3-0. A lot of ball clubs may be cutting salary due to the amount of money that teams have lost in this COVID-ravaged season and year for everybody. Now the 3-0 pitch. There's a strike, 3-1. Free agency could be impacted this year and next year. There could be a lot of people in for surprises based on the kind of offers that may not be out there that they envisioned at one time. Now the 3-1 pitch, and LeMahieu takes ball 4, missed outside evidently. And so Nick Whitgren has walked his first. Indians pitching has walked 9 tonight. Something they didn't do all year long, and that is walk people. Here's Aaron Judge. 2 strikeouts, a fly out, a ground out. Aaron Judge loves going the other way, and that's the way the wind is blowing out toward the right. The pitch to him, and it missed inside, ball 1. Outfield deep and a tad toward right. Yankees blasted 4 homers last night, 3 more tonight. 8-8 in the 8th. The pitch down low, and now Whitgren not able to throw strikes. 2-0 the count. Dangerous way to make a living pitching from behind to this lineup. Whitgren checks first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider down. 2-1. With Perez out of there, the Yankees may be more willing to run, although you almost can't conceive a time that you'd be running with Aaron Judge at the plate. You don't want to run yourself out of the inning, but Sandy Leon not nearly the throwing catcher Roberto Perez is. Now the 2-1. Low, ball 3. 3-1. Whitgren's ready. Here it comes. And he went slider, and he missed low, and he's walked another. So, Carl Willis is out of that third base dugout after Whitgren got the first out. He's had back-to-back walks, and now Aaron Hicks, the switch hitter, will bat. Go-ahead run at second, and DJ LeMahieu. Another run at first, and Aaron Judge. And Aaron Hicks has a triple, a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout. Really, he should be hitless. He got credit for a triple on what should have been the first out in the fourth inning. A line drive to center that Delino DeShields misplayed, then he slipped. And instead of an out to start the inning, it went for a triple. Carrasco walked the next two and was gone. So, Indians closer Brad Hand is now warming. Last night, the Indians walked 3 in the game, and they all scored. The Indians have walked 10 tonight, and so far, 4 of those have scored. Hicks checks and takes a ball down low. Eight in the eighth. Yankees at first and second, 1 down. Whitgren with a shift to the right side of the infield delivers. Down low, ball 2, 2-0. Well, this is a recipe for disaster. 2 straight walks, 2-0 on Hicks, and Hicks kind of flies under the radar in this lineup, but this guy can hurt you too. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went with a changeup. 2-1 the count. Hicks could not swing any harder. Tyler Wade waits on deck. Came in to pinch run, and I'm guessing Aaron Boone wishes he had Luke Voigt on deck instead of Tyler Wade. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a ground ball on the right side. Backhanded, knocked down by Hernandez. Backhanded flip now to second. Lindor's there to get it. Well, in that shift, Hernandez went to the backhand, wanted to try to get a quick double play ball, and almost didn't get an out. He didn't field it cleanly, knocked it down with the backhand going to his right, and Lindor almost didn't get to second. And they're fortunate to get an out there. Pretty routine ball hit on the ground. So LeMahieu advances to third. Hicks is on at first on the fielder's choice. And Aaron Judge is forced at second. And former Indian Clint Frazier, not Tyler Wade, will bat here with 2 down, runners at the corners. He lost his job. Boy, this is interesting. Oh, I thought third base coach Phil Nevin was coming to talk to Frazier. He ran halfway to home plate and picked something up on the third baseline. Clint Frazier, he was the big piece in the Andrew Miller trade, and he is getting a chance to be a hero with runners at the corners. 2 down in the 8th, game tied at 8. Frazier takes, it's a called strike. Frazier's got great power, but he ended the year in a 1-for-21 slide. But he played 39 games, hit .267, 8 homers, 24 RBIs. He was the Indians' first-round pick and the 5th player chosen in the draft of 2013. The pitch, and he looked at strike 2 on the outside corner. Took a fastball. Clint Frazier was bypassed in left field for Brett Gardner so far in this series. Now he's down to the count 0-2. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Game tied at 8 here in the 8th. The set by Whitgren. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Frazier. Swing and a miss. Got him with a fastball. Whitgren works out of it, and this game stays tied up. 8-8, middle of the 8th on the Cleveland Clinic Indians Radio Network. Swung on, hit high, hit deep to left, swing and a miss. Spinning, throwing, got him! Hit for slide. Montgomery, the lefty, is warming in the Yankee bullpen. Delino DeShields, 1 for 3 with a single. The number 9 hitter leads off, righty-righty. Loizaga's ready in the pitch, and it's low a ball. See your Northern Ohio GMC dealers for attractive offers. GMC, we are professional grade. Loizaga comes set, the high hold, and the pitch. And DeShields pops one into the upper deck, foul. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. One other game going on right now. The Dodgers lead Milwaukee 3-2. They're in the 6th inning. That's game 1 of that wild card series. Now the set by Loizaga and the 1-1 pitch. And it's swung on, foul to the upper deck again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This game's been going on for over 5 hours now. Maybe we should rephrase that and say we've been here for a 7:08 start. So it's well past the 5-hour mark, but that's included 2 rain delays. One of which never rained. The 1-2. High fastball, 2-2. Game was delayed 43 minutes at the outset, and it never rained. Then we started playing, and the rain came. And in the first inning, we had another 33-minute rain delay after play had started. That's why we're still playing at 12:15 in the morning. The 2-2 pitch. Down low, full count on DeShields. Aroldis Chapman, the Yankee closer, is warming in a tie ball game in the 8th inning. Loizaga from the set and the payoff pitch. High, and he walked it. So walks by Zach Britton in the 7th inning. A pair of them came around to score, as the Indians, like the Yankees, have taken advantage of the free passes. Now, it's almost the kiss of death when you start a late inning with a walk. And this is a late inning. 8th inning, DeShields with a leadoff walk. You normally burn at the stake for that, whoever you are pitching. We'll see. Frankie Lindor, the Indians hitter and leadoff man, 1 for 4 with a double. He'll bat left-handed. 8-8 ball game in the 8th. The set and the throw over, back standing is DeShields. The Indians tonight have drawn 6 walks. They have turned 4 of those into runs. The Yankees, they have drawn 10 walks, and they have turned 4 of them into runs. The pitch, and it's a little high. Lindor almost went, ball 1. Outfield is spread out and fairly deep. Wind still blowing out toward right. The set. Down the 1-0 pitch. Down low, ball 2, 2-0. It's been entertaining. It hasn't been a thing of beauty to see. No. 16 walks in a postseason game? I don't think you can blame the weather either.
No. You know what? I think on the part of the Indians, some of it is just respect for that lineup. for the Yankees really having a tough time challenging.
Loizaga's ready. Here it comes. And it's outside 3-0. Does Frankie swing here? You just feel like Francisco Lindor is on the verge of doing something big. It's just been too long for a player as good as Frankie Lindor is to not have a big moment.
He told the first-year postseason players on his own team, this is your chance to be famous.
Now the set, now the 3-0, and before it's made a throw to first, and back standing is DeShields.
Knows what that's all about in the postseason. Grand Slam against his same Yankee club in 17.
Loizaga. Long, slow look in. Here it comes. And he takes ball 4. It's up high. So Lindor to first. DeShields going to second. And how much longer will the Yankees go with Loizaga? Cesar Hernandez is the batter. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Now, what do the Indians do here? I mean, you can say bunt. But, you know, if you bunt here, they're going to walk Ramirez. And Santana has not delivered all year. So there's a lot of ways to look at this. And now Aaron Boone's coming out. And when Boone comes out, that normally means a pitching change, but we shall see. Aroldis Chapman's been throwing. I mean, do you go to your closer? I mean, he's waving the left hand. He had 2 lefties out there, Montgomery and Chapman. And nobody's coming in yet. They're still throwing out there, but one would seem to think it's Aroldis Chapman, which, boy, this is shades of Joe Madden putting Chapman into a game in the 8th inning in a tie game. This is not. Boone is rolling the dice here. He's trying to obviously win it too. We get that, but you're also bringing Chapman out for potentially 2 innings. They may have to use him again if there's a game tomorrow, but that's why managers make decisions and everybody else goes. It's interesting. Chapman, 1 win, 1 loss this year, had 5 saves, ERA of 3.09, 22 strikeouts in 11 innings. He had been hit by the COVID virus. It had weakened him. At times he still says he doesn't feel completely healthy, which means he's probably only throwing 100 miles an hour instead of 103. Fastball slider change. He has added a split finger. He doesn't use it often, but he has it. Yankees up at the corners for Hernandez, who doesn't bunt. He swings and bloops, went into shallow left. This is getting down for a base hit. Hitting third, coming home to Shields. Throw to the plate, cut off. The Indians take the lead. DeShields scores on a bloop single to left center by Cesar Hernandez. So the Yankees go to their closer, Chapman, and Hernandez was not bunting and swung away and dropped one into shallow left center to put the Indians back on top, 9-8. And again, a leadoff walk in the late innings becomes haunting. And the Yankees have seen 5 Indians batters walk and score. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. Here's Jose Ramirez. 2 more doubles tonight, 3 RBIs. He'll swing it right-handed. The set. The pitch to Ramirez. A swing and a miss at 97. Now the Indians led 4-0 after 1. They had not led since the Yankees took the lead in the 4th. They're back on top 9-8 here in the 8th. What a wild one this is. Lindor at second, Hernandez at first, still nobody out. The Indians need more. You can't feel comfortable with any size lead, much less 1 run. Yankees have Stanton, Urshela, Torres due up in the ninth inning. The set and the 0-1. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. Jonathan Holder, another hard-throwing right-hander, warming in the Yankee bullpen. And that's, I'm guessing, if Chapman would give up, say, another hit and allow another run or two to score, they'd probably get him out of there to save him for tomorrow night. Here's the set and the 1-1 to Ramirez. A swing and a foul back at 98. 1-2 the count. DeShields and Lindor walked to start the inning. And that brought on Chapman. And Hernandez flipped a single into shallow left center to put the Indians up 9-8. And now Ramirez 2 for 3, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. His last 14 hits have all been extra base hits, 10 doubles and 4 homers. Outfield playing him the other way toward right. Chapman's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew him away with a high heat. A huge first out for Chapman to keep runners at first and second. Now 1 down for Carlos Santana. Santana 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. He'll bat right-handed. Aroldis Chapman has averaged 34 saves a year in 8 full seasons in the big leagues. Santana lifetime 1 for 6 against Chapman. 9 runs, 10 hits for Cleveland. 8 runs, 5 hits for New York. The Indians at first and second, 1 out here in the 8th. How about Cesar Hernandez? The Indians' best clutch hitter all year comes through again. He batted .386 with men in scoring position this season, and he gets the go-ahead RBI single here in the 8th. Lindor at second, Hernandez at first. Carlos Santana trying to give the Indians a cushion. Chapman's pitch. Swung on, drilled on the ground to third. Diving stop by Urshela to second. 1. LeMahieu turns 2. What a sensational play by Urshela at third, diving towards second, and made the stop and never got to his feet and started an inning-ending double play. That's as good as it gets at third by Urshela. 3 tomorrow night, October 1st. As the Indians in a wild one with the Yankees lead it 9-8 as we go to the 9th inning. Nick Whitgren with an incredible job out of the bullpen, an inning and a third of scoreless relief. He walked 2, struck out 2, and now it's up to Brad Hand, who led the American League in saves. The only other Indian to ever lead the league in saves, Jose Mesa in 1995. Brad Hand was a perfect 16 for 16 in saves. He'll face Giancarlo Stanton to open up the 9th. 9-8 Indians, and a slider down and in, ball 1. Hand fastball slider. Stanton in his career 1 for 1 with a home run off Brad Hand. Tonight, Stanton, a solo homer to right, a sac fly, a walk, and a strikeout. 1 for 2, 2 runs batted in. Hand is ready. Here it comes. And it's a slider down low. They were former teammates in Miami. Ball 2, 2-0. 9 runs, 10 hits for the Indians. 8 runs, 5 hits for the Yankees. 3 of the Yankees' 5 hits were homers. The other, a misplayed triple and a double. But they've walked 10 times. Now the 2-0 pitch. There's a good-looking slider for a strike. Right wrist contusion for Roberto Perez. He got hit on that wrist Back in the 7th, could not come out to catch the 8th. Sandy Leon catching the pitch, down and in, 3-1. This is the 6th pitcher to work for the Indians. The first 5 have all walked at least one. Yankees have walked 10 times and turned 4 of those into runs. Hand is ready on the 3-1 pitch to Stanton. Down and in, he walked him. 11 walks by Indians pitching. Well, we said it last inning. Late innings, leadoff walk usually is trouble. It was for the Yankees. DeShields, the leadoff walk in the bottom of the 8th. He scored the go-ahead run. And now Brad Hand walks Giancarlo Stanton to start the 9th. Yankees keep using their bench. Mike Tauchman, an outfielder, will run. They're down to 2 catchers on the bench. So the tying runs at second base for Giovanni Urshela, whose grand slam to left center in the 4th took the Yankees from a 4-1 deficit into a 5-4 lead. Brad Hand's pitch, and it's a backdoor slider for strike 1. Urshela is 0 for 2 lifetime against Brad Hand. Brad Hand, against right-handed hitting, has those 2 different sliders. The back door, which he starts off the plate and brings it around the outside corner. That's one of them. Here's the set, the look over, and the pitch. Another backdoor slider swung on and missed, 0-2. The other is the back foot slider that he starts on the plate, and then it breaks down and in near the back foot of the hitter. So one is a ball to strike, the back door. The other is a strike to ball, the back foot. In other words, starts as a strike, ends up as a ball. But boy, if you miss on that back foot, that's a pull side homer. You don't want that in the 9th. Now the set, now the 0-2 pitch to Urshela. And he swings and lines it up the middle, a base hit. A 2-strike single on a backdoor slider. And Urshela comes through again. Tauchman, the tying run at second. Urshela at first. Nobody out. And here's Gleyber Torres, 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And let's see how the Yankees play it. Remember, if there are extra innings, they're the normal extra innings. You don't, in the playoffs, start with a runner at second in extra innings. So Gleyber Torres had a disappointing year, but socked a big home run last night. The Indians certainly not looking for a bunt. Everybody back. And Hand in a jam already. 2 on, nobody out. 9-8 Indians in the 9th. The set and the pitch. And he went slider for a strike.
Boy, the Yankee dugout really giving it to home plate umpire John Tumpain for that last strike call.
Well, the Yankees usually think every call should go their way. Now the set. Now the 0-1 pitch. Inside, he almost hit him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nine to 8 Indians, but the Yankees have first and second with nobody out here in the 9th inning. Hand from the belt. The left-hander's ready. Here it comes. And he went backdoor slider for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cal Quantrill is warming in the Indians bullpen. Boy, that's odd. Brad Hand has throwing one fastball, the rest are sliders. Now the 1-2 pitch. Way outside, ball 2, strike 2. Well, I guess when it's do or die, even if you've got a closer out there that hasn't had a blown save all year, you're just not taking any chances. 9-8, Indians clinging to the lead, but Yankees at first and second, nobody out here in the ninth. Now the set, now the 2-2 pitch. And Torres swings and fouls it off into the club seats, first base side. Still a 2-2 count. So Brad Hand laboring here in the ninth. There's no such thing as an easy playoff win against New York. You knew the ninth inning would certainly have some dramatics to it, and maybe even more right now than anybody envisioned. Gleyber Torres awaiting the 2-2 pitch from Brad Hand. Here it comes. Swung on, fouled back again. Went with the fastball, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. 2 men on, 9-8, Indians in the ninth. The Yankees turned the switch on there. One team with enough talent that could be bored like it certainly seemed like they were in the regular season, and come playoff time, talented enough to turn the switch on. Not many teams can do that. Hand is ready. And again, the 2-2. And down and in. Full count. Missed on that back foot slider. Well, what does Aaron Boone do with the runners here? Awful risky if you start him. You could run yourself out of the game. But sometimes you can create something out of it as well. The payoff pitch from Brad Hand. Runners stay. It's a check swing tapper to the mound. Hand gloves it, bobbles it. Everybody's safe. Oh, my goodness. A check swing tapper to the mound. Hand tried to throw it before he ever caught it. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. And that's got to be an error on Brad Hand. Wow. He was trying to make a play before he ever had the ball. And that will definitely be an error because he had an easy out at first if he just catches it. So the Yankees have bases loaded, nobody out for Brett Gardner. And the Indians, who had taken the lead in the bottom of the 8th, are in a heap of trouble now. One of the toughest hitters in the game, with 2 strikes, and in this kind of a situation, Indians are up even with the bags on the corners, middle infielders back, double play depth. They're giving Brett Gardner a base hit. Is that the pitch? I beg your pardon. They're giving, as the pitch is low, a ball. Gleyber Torres a base hit. So didn't realize that Hal Steinbrenner's the official score. Bases loaded on a relatively routine play that should have been the first out in the inning. Gardner, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Left on left. Here's the set. Here's the pitch, and Gardner checks on a slider strike, 1-1. Talkman at third, Urshela at second, Torres at first. 9-8. The Indians on top of the Yankees, but bases loaded, nobody out in the ninth. And the Indians have emptied the tank here. They've gone to all their key guys after getting just 3 innings from Carrasco. Now it's up to Brad Hand, the 1-1. Down low, 2-1. And again, it all started with a walk. And the Indians have walked 11 tonight. 11. There have been a lot of ebbs and flows to this game, but for postseason baseball, this is certainly anything but artistic. The set by Brad Hand and the 2-1 pitch to Gardner. He checks, and I guess it was outside. Brad Hand thought it was a strike. And now the count is 3-1. So Brad Hand's come in here, made 20 pitches, half strikes, half balls. And Gardner is such a good 2-strike hitter, he may take 3-1. That's how much confidence he has in his ability to hit with 2 strikes. The 3-1, he drives it deep to right, but foul, full count. On deck, Gary Sanchez.
Well, you don't think of Brett Gardner as a big home run hitter, but 4 grand slams in his career.
Yankees all over the joint. Nobody out in the ninth. Indians 9, Yankees 8. Hand is ready. And the payoff pitch. Swings and fouls it out of play, and this is what he does so well. Spoils 2-strike pitches after 2-strike pitches. And eventually, he either gets a pitch to hit or he walks. Bases loaded, nobody out, 9th inning. Indians with a 9-8 lead on New York. And the payoff pitch to Gardner. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That was mammoth. Got him with a fastball. That is a mammoth first out in the inning. And now Gary Sanchez, the batter. Sanchez had a 2-run homer to right field in the 6th. Those are the last runs the Yankees scored. At that time, it put New York up 8-6. Then Jordan Luplo's pinch hit 2-run double tied it in the 7th. And then Cesar Hernandez RBI single put the Indians up in the 8th. Again, the Indians have the left side of the infield. Now 3 of them playing deep. Santana cut of the grass off the line at first. Sanchez takes a slider strike. Sanchez is 0 for 1 lifetime against Brad Hand. Talkman at third, Urshela at second, Torres at first. 1 out. Now the Yankees hit into more double plays than any team in baseball this year, including 15 in their last 8 games. The pitch to Sanchez. He checks on a pitch near his back foot. Did he go? Good stop by Leon. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanchez grounded into 6 double plays, but he's also very capable of hitting one out of here. Indians have 3 playing deep on the left side of the infield. Santana at first at the cut of the grass, but he's at least 30 to 35 feet off the line. The outfield, not real deep straight away. The set and the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted in the air, medium deep center. This will tie it up. Catch made by DeShields. Talkman will score the tying run, and Sanchez with his third RBI tonight. And Brad Hand did not have a blown save all year until tonight. So now it's a 9-9 ball game. But in all honesty, if he gets out of here giving up only one run, you feel like the Indians really caught a break. This inning should be over, and the game should be over, and the Indians should have had a win. On a ball that Brad Hand mishandled, and a gift hit was given. It's a play Brad Hand should have made. Would have been the first out in the inning. Then the strikeout would have been out number 2, and the flyout would have ended the game. Top of the order, DJ LeMahieu takes a called strike. So again, much like we said in the 8th inning, you walk the leadoff hitter in late innings, you pay. The Yankees paid. Indians took the lead in the 8th. Brad Hand walks the leadoff man here in the 9th, and it's come around to cost him the tying run. 9-9, 2 down, 2 on. DJ LeMahieu, 4 groundouts and a walk. Hand's pitch, fouled straight back. Oh, did he have a cut? And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. The Indians, if they can keep this game tied, have Reyes, Luplow, and Leon slated to hit in the bottom of the 9th. And one would think it'll be Aroldis Chapman, but we shall see. He worked out of that 8th inning after he gave up the base hit that broke the tie. Now the 0-2 pitch to LeMahieu. A swing and a chopper back up the middle into center. Base hit. That puts the Yankees up. Urshela scores, and DeShields fell down again out in the outfield, and the runners move up to second and third. So another 2-strike base hit given up by Brad Hand, and his night is over. DJ LeMahieu puts the Yankees up 10-9. Urshela scoring. No idea what DeShields is doing in the outfield. It's like he's wearing ice skates. And by slipping and falling down, 2 runners advanced. Should be an error on DeShields, but who knows. We'll take a timeout. 10-9 Yankees. In the 9th facet of the game, the Indians have played well. Certainly not the kind of baseball you have to play to beat a team like New York. Here's Aaron Judge, 0 for 4 with a walk. The pitch to him, it's inside a ball, as Judge is trying to remove all doubt. Yankees at second and third with 2 down in the 9th. They've scored 2 times on a sac fly and a 2-out single by LeMahieu. And New York has come from behind again and lead 10-9 here in the 9th. Quantrill sets, fires. Judge takes inside, ball 2, 2-0. Five Yankee runs have scored by base runners that got on with walks. Indians pitching tonight has walked 11. Judge steps away. Torres at third, LeMahieu at second. 2 down, 9th inning, 10-9 New York. The pitch inside to Judge again, 3-0. Quantrill's ready. Judge will be swinging here if he gets what he wants. And he swings and bangs it foul third base side. He swung at ball 4, a ball that was in on him. One thing, Quantrill's come in here, worked inside to Judge. We've not seen a lot of that. Yankees have 8 hits and 11 walks. Now the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Kept the fastball in on his hands. Quantrill's just challenging him with fastballs and keeping it in on his hands. Full count. The right-hander's ready. And the payoff pitch. Ball 4, he missed inside with a fastball, so that's 12 walks. All 7 Indians pitchers have walked at least one. Bases loaded. Aaron Hicks will be the batter. He is 1 for 4 with a triple and a walk. He'll swing it left-handed. Yankees, top 3 men in the lineup are all batting for the 6th time tonight. 9th inning, 10-9, New York, bases loaded, and 2 down. The set by Quantrill, and the pitch to Hicks. Swing and a miss, tried to hold up. Good changeup. Quantrill's going to be a big-time asset, you would think, for this ball club, either as a starter or a bullpen arm. Coming in the Mike Clevenger trade. Quantrill's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a miss through the fastball by him. 1-1. Aroldis Chapman is going to try to get the Yankees, in this case, a 6-out win. He came in last inning and his base hit put the Indians on top. But the Yankees have rallied and got to get the win and save. Can't do it. That pitch swung on a miss. Quantrill did a nice job, struck out Hicks with the bases loaded, but the Yankees scored 2. And the Indians have one more chance to keep their season alive. 10-9, New York up, middle of the ninth on Franmil Reyes, Jordan Luplow, and I doubt Sandy Leon. I would think there'd be a pinch hitter, but who knows. But that's who is slated to hit here in the ninth. Chapman only made 6 pitches in the 8th, so certainly wasn't taxed by any means. Well, the Indians led 4-0 after 1. It was 4-1 after 2. Yankees led on the Urshela Grand Slam in the 4th, 5-4 after 4. Yankees made it 6-4 in the 5th. Indians tied it in the 5th. Yankees took an 8-6 lead in the 6th. Indians tied it in the 7th. Indians took a 9-8 lead in the 8th. And the Yankees responded with 2 in the 9th. 10-9 New York. Bottom of the 9th, Franmil Reyes, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Chapman, he's ready. And the pitch. Fastball is in there, 97. Chapman's ready. Works third base side of the rubber. The high hold, and here it comes. Bullseye, strike 2. Reyes isn't swinging the fastballs tonight. He's been taking them and putting himself down in the count 0-2. Other game going on. Game 1, Dodgers lead Milwaukee 4-2 in the 8th. Tampa Bay has moved on. Houston's moved on. Oakland and Chicago play a deciding game 3 tomorrow. Here's the 0-2. Swing and miss. And Reyes took a half swing. That didn't look like an at-bat that is the norm from Franmil Reyes. Oscar Mercado will bat for Sandy Leon. Here's Jordan Luplow. His pinch hit, 2-out, 2-run double in the 7th, tied the game at 8. The set and the pitch to him. And it's a fastball strike. Well, Indians got a base hit off Chapman to drive in a run and take the lead in the 8th. He smells it now. The left-hander's ready, and the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul upstairs, 0-2. Yankees 10, Indians 9. 9th inning, 1 out, nobody on. Chapman just going at the Indians with hard stuff, which is what he should do. The set. The 0-2 pitch. Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chapman's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a pop fumble. First base side, near the seats, and this sneaks in to the seats. Luplow having some good at-bats. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He was on the hard stuff of Loizaga just before he came through with a pinch hit double, and he's trying to stay on the fastball from Chapman.
Ten to 9, Yankees leading it. The Indians batting with 1 out here in the 9th inning. The set and pitch, swinging a little weak chopper to short. Charged on the backhand by Torres, throws on the run to get Luplow, and the Indians are down to their last out. And it'll be the pinch hitter, Oscar Mercado. 2 down. Nobody on base. Ten to 9, New York. And out to the mound goes Sanchez. And the Indians trying to stave off the end of the 2020 campaign. Yeah, they had their chances here tonight. It's a shame if there isn't a game 3, but too many walks, too many misplays defensively. You score 9 runs, you should beat New York. The set, the pitch, check swing, foul back, strike 1 on Mercado.
All right, that'll be the tough pill to swallow for this team. You'd like to come into the postseason and at least accomplish some of the things you do in the regular season for the pitching. Just was not there in these 2 games against New York, and the walks in particular stand out because it's just something that wasn't an issue all season long.
Yankees with a 1-run lead. Indians down to their last out. Chapman's ready, Here's the 0-1 pitch. Mercado swings and misses 0-2. Well, you can bet the ranch that Mercado's getting another fastball. Aroldis Chapman is not going to fool around with anything but the hard stuff here against Oscar Mercado. 2 down. Yankees 1 strike away from moving on to another matchup against Tampa Bay, a team that beat New York 8 out of 10 times this season. The set and the 0-2 pitch, and now time called. And for the Indians, this could be a winter of change. Chapman doing a little groundwork there on the pitching mound. 10-9, Yankees up. 9th inning, 2 outs, nobody on. Mercado down in the count, 0-2. Now the set and the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a foul upstairs. Mercado stays alive at 0-2. The Yankees scoring 10 runs tonight on 8 hits. And amazingly, 12 walks. Indians, 9 runs on 10 hits. The Indians have walked 7 times. Now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ball goes to the backstop. Mercado's on his way to first. Sanchez can't find it. Now gets away from him near the backstop. And Mercado strikes out and gets to first. Well, what else can we see in this bizarre game? It'll be the 3rd strikeout for Chapman. And that's got to be another passed ball on Sanchez. But based on whoever is the scorekeeper tonight, one can only guess. Austin Hedges is going to bat for Tyler Naquin. Gary Sanchez is playing himself either out of New York or out of the catcher spot. Game should be over. Strikeout, passed ball. Here's the set. Here's the throw to first. Mercado almost got caught leaning the wrong way. Makes you appreciate Roberto Perez hasn't had a pass ball in 2020 or 2019, and Sanchez now his 6th pass ball of this season. Tying run at first, 2 down in the 9th, 10-9 New York. Hedges takes the high heat. There have been times too where Chapman has really lit in to Sanchez during the game when they're out on the field. And the way he threw that last fastball, I think he was trying to take the catcher's mitt off the hand of Sanchez. He's ready. His throw over, and boy, that's close to a balk. And Mercado gets back. Yankees with a 10-9 lead. Mercado at first on a strikeout passed ball to keep the Indians alive. Chapman steps off the rubber, fakes a throw over to first. Now he's ready. And the 1-0. Hedges takes a strike on a fastball. Hedges does have power. He obviously doesn't hit for much of an average. 145 on the year, but has 3 home runs. So he can run into one every once in a while. Chapman's 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. And the Indians are down to their last strike once again. But the good news is Gary Sanchez is behind the plate. This game's not over yet. 10-9 Yankees. Mercado's at first. 2 down. The set. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a little looping fly down the left field line. Hooking foul. And we'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, you really thought this was a series that the Indians had a fighter's chance in because of their starting pitching, but the starting pitching ended up going 7 2/3 innings and gave up 11 runs. And that set the tone. Now the 1-2 pitch. Checked on a ball away and a lunging grab by Sanchez. And it's a 2-2 count. When the Yankees in that dugout ready to erupt and celebrate, but this thing isn't quite over yet. Now the set. The pitch, check swing. Now the game is over. And he went around on the appeal at first, and the Indians have been swept. And winter is coming. The final tonight, New York 10, Cleveland